And welcome back to the next episode of Call of the Netherdeep, episode 17. I am the Dungeon Master, going by Jasilionis now, I think. And I will go to the rest of the cast to introduce themselves.
Hello, my name is Hunter, and I am playing Morgen Megen.
I'll go next. I'm Aaron. I am playing Aljin or Finian Wave Rider, depends how he feels that day.
I am Ray, and I'm playing Ludo, and I'm glad you guys went because I had a mouthful of chocolate.
I'm Matt, and I will be playing Saeryn Conundrum, professional. Good luck, chap.
Excellent. For a dry run, that actually went pretty well. As soon as I threw it to y'all, I'm like, I specifically did not have us determine who will go first and in what order beforehand. It's because I wanted to see how that played out.
I kind of figured it was going to be join order.
Yeah.
So I just waited.
No, love it. But yeah, that is our cast. We are getting into the 17th episode. The real title of the last episode was Subter My Fuge, but the notes-taking title I was using was From Jailbreak to Shootout. But nevertheless, a quick recap of episode 16 starts with 3/4 of the party starting in the jail, taken to an underground cells beneath Bazazan after being arrested from a mostly successful heist of the Hythanos estate. Morgen, Aljin, and Ludo had taken most of their personal belongings had been taken, leaving them in the cells as they reminisced and roleplayed about the events that had landed them there, with Ludo offering a quick prayer to Exandria as they figure out their next steps. Jump cut over to Saeryn as the satyr makes his way around town, attempting to be stealthy and unseen, but eventually some drunkard human begins following him around, accusing him of being one of those demons that were there to kill them all. Deciding this fellow would make a fantastic alibi, the satyr started heading out to find an available watering hole with his new friend, eventually finding one with the punny name, A Baker's Dozen. It was a talk soft speakeasy that sat in the shadow of the crematorium, which we all found out apparently gives off the smell of baking bread. There he is accused of being a demon some more and shown a flyer that had been recently posted up declaring wanted information on a leaping demon terrorizing nobles, but with a thieves' keen eye noticed it was a myriad related, and Saeryn couldn't help but notice a striking resemblance to himself and who had transpired just an hour or so ago. He was informed a stuffy-looking lord had come in and posted them up himself and deduced that it was Tanarin Hythanos himself. That was when the alarm bells and sirens started sounding out. Cut back to the jail cell. Morgen had gone and done an interrogation circuit with Varen, some official claims on the books and some comments off the books. She had relayed to him her findings of the commandments of the betrayer god Torog and some other worrying reports from Tanarin's personal paperwork. These seemed to confirm the Varen task hand's suspicions, but he seemingly didn't want himself implicated in asking the party to investigate into the respected den. Politics and bureaucracy seemed to be the first language of Bazazan, with Undercommon a close second. Aljin is taken for interrogations next, but before he can reach the questioning room, the alarms and sirens began sounding out and he was stuffed into a random cell block so the task hand Varen could go run off and look into the trouble. This cell just happened to be placed across the hall from Kieran Locke, a drunk and wild water Ashari that had been the catalyst for Aljin's confrontation back at the estate. In a fit of fury, Aljin cast Vortex Warp on Kieran, teleporting him into the same jail cell as himself, ready to rain down blows in a rage of fury. Just before the punches can land, however, Aljin notices a vibrant red rash spreading across Kieran's chest and recognizes it as the same vermilion corruption that he had noticed in the Jorhas wastelands that had started everything. In an attempt to cleanse and purify this corruption using his planar mending magic, and in doing so he must brush his magical weaves up along the source of the corruption, potentially opening himself up to whatever taint lies within Kieran. He feels like he is successful, able to stifle the madness just enough to bring Kieran back to a moment of clarity. not before leaving a small little mark on himself. Here he tells Aljin about his past adventures, where he had gone in the desert to Marquette, the city of Ank'Harel, to dry out away from the ocean. But there he had discovered ruins of an ancient city buried beneath Ank'Harel, hidden in an underwater cavern that is too deep for most to swim down into. It was there that Kieran had first encountered what he called the Red, Ruidium, something related to the cursed red moon of Ruidus. Aljin is left with the small little red rash, that tiny spot on his hand where his nervous twitch most happens as he practices his somatic spellcasting. Kieran then informed the little wave rider that the reason he had come looking for him in the first place was because his grandmother, Uvenda, had started becoming ill. And then we cut away from that scene for dramatic effect, because that appears to have been the theme of the episode. Back at the aptly named Baker's Dozen, Saeryn is informed the alarm bells were because the rival party had ended up rushing into the Betrayer's Rise, disarming the guards and opening the gates, running across the bridge, and somehow opening up the central doors that led into the heart of the Betrayer's Rise that had never been opened before. Something along the lines of like, there were demons! Weren't they disarmed? Oh yeah, well they picked them up. Oh, okay. The rival party had managed the feat of opening the doors with this, what Saeryn had assumed to be the Jewel of the Three Prayers, a vestige of divergence that had been found all the way back in Jigao at the very beginning of this whole adventure. Saeryn catches up with Varen, who hangs back and engages in some subterranean of the fuge with the Tascan, letting him know that his guards had already discovered some important documents, wink wink, and just didn't know about it yet, wink wink. Varen decides to bring the whole party back together. Specifically, Varen did this, not the DM. Just to be clear for everybody. And catches everybody up on all the info sharing and the fallout of the heist. The Tascan eventually decides to deputize the party, letting them know that he wants them to investigate over at the crematorium, having suspicions in regards to the breach of the gates of the Rise just the other day when the party had first arrived in Bazzoxan, and to begin making plans for an expedition into the Umber Gates themselves, if at the very least to chase the rival party and find more information. Morgen gives Varen the key that she had found back on the Hythenos estate that she assumed leads to some sort of secret room that has probably even more incriminating evidence. Over at the crematorium, the party begins an autopsy on the corpses of the human guards that are in a pile still, with a suspicious corpse of a demon that has mysteriously not disintegrated into a pile of ichor like most demons do. With expert precision, and I'm pretty sure a nat 20, Morgen is able to determine the guards were slain by a fellow human, their throats cut with a blade, and only made to appear to be killed by demons. And inside the Rock's corpse, they detect magical properties and find some gold-trimmed magical glasses and an ornate onyx puzzle box that had Gothic and Lolth inscriptions once they pulled them out. And after an interruption before they could figure out what was in the box, an bookish-looking tiefling, elderly with gray hair and many satchels around his body and flowing robes, came running up, producing a shiny badge, and introduced himself as Professor Prolix Yusuf, an archaeologist from the Allegiance of Allsight, an organization that studies history at the Crystal Chateau in Ank'Harel. Oh, almost there. After some loud noises popped out in real life, a slight distraction from in the real world, kind of put the rest of the night in a weird spot, but the party made conversation with the professor about the Jewel of Three Prayers, and he mentioned some smarty from the Cobalt Soul named Question and his rival, a blonde elf in red robes named Aloysia, who he realizes the party had already met. Everyone was on their way, headed back to the task hand with Professor Yusuf in tow, but wanted to tag along into the Betrayer's Rise. That was when I hastily ended the session, but we can pick up from everyone, and we can pick up from there with everyone and help with any questions or clarifications as to the state of things, any recent events, or just how characters and everyone are feeling about everything overall. And with that, I throw it to y'all.
Yeah, I think Morgan is in her mindset right now. She is feeling, accomplished. Things are getting done. I just kind of feel like, the checklist is being filled out at this point. There are some, of course, like mysteries to unravel. So there's an air of curiosity about her right now as well. I feel like she's sort of renewed with a sense of purpose again.
Nice. Renewed sense of purpose. Especially having just performed that ritual, with the detect magic, the identifying, the, medicine checks of, on the bodies, with these corpses there as well. I imagine we didn't really cover it in that moment, but would you have, performed any sort of rites and stuff like that as you were, finishing up the delving of the medical task?
Yes, absolutely. At least for the humans.
Yes.
The demon, the Vrock. She's so when I initially casted detect magic, I was hoping there wasn't going to be a feign death spell on it. So I was like, oh, this thing could just wake up at any moment. Thankfully, it wasn't necromantic in nature, and I was like, oh, okay. Relieved.
Clever. Clever girl. Excellent. Sorry, I've cut you off. Anything else there?
No, I think that's everything for her for now.
Excellent. All right. Anybody else feeling anything? Or need any recap clarification or just internal thoughts?
I think Saeryn is kind of annoyed that the rival party managed to get their way in there when they just did a whole bunch of dangerous crap and got most of the party arrested to prevent them from going in there. And he's just like, what do we do?
Yeah, no, very fair. You guys been, we're doing the things and, doing the investigations and, I think you mentioned the last episode, like Saeryn said, to someone else, apparently all it took was just brushing a few guards, throwing their weapons on the ground and running across a bridge.
Yeah, I think Ludo kind of feels the same way. I think he's a little disappointed in the other group. He thought a little more highly of them. Thought they had more honor than just knocking some weapons out of guards' hands and running past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I think even Saeryn with the recounting, one of the people had said that the goblin had also cast a spell on on the two guards to force them to kneel down and surrender. So besides Maggie rushing up with brute force, even Dermot had used magically coerce someone with what you guys can surmise to be a command spell. All right, and then Aljin.
He's a little more like the input of when he was in the or at least looking at the dead bodies and looking at the corpses and stuff. He's a little out of his element on that side of things. Plus, sort of being in his own head at this point, coming out of the jail cell and helping out the other Ashari, which was a good intentions led to something into the unknown at this point. So he's a little more in his head, trying to figure out what he just did, and also trying to figure out if it's going to take hold any further like it did to other creatures. So he's sort of quiet at this moment, just sort of following the group.
Yeah. Oh, very fair. And especially all the mention of the abyssal rifts and you did that big conversion of energy and magic earlier to get the big spell slots back up just in case. And also going back in the tube in the spot when you were in the jail South Cure, and we kind of brushed past it because all the cutting back and forth, but when Kieran had mentioned that, your grandmother had been getting sick.
Yeah.
Any part of any follow-up part of conversation with that, or extra, ruminating thoughts.
It shocked him. I mean, it shocked him that is something that he didn't know. And at this point he's sort of in deep with falling into this, because it's sort of this whole course of action, the Betrayer's Rise, and this medallion that we're chasing seems to be something a little bigger, and it seems like it could be a potential threat. And at this point, he's going to try to follow through this as much as he can, but if he's going to have to try to find a way to do some communication back with the Ashari to figure out how bad or what is going on over there, since he now knows his grandmother is sick.
Yeah.
Because we're like a world away.
It's like we're probably almost the exact opposite side of the world, honestly.
Yeah, we're far away. Yep.
Yeah, it's definitely many different time zones. One night I was trying to look at the map of everyone, where they're from and where they're at in relation, looking at at the flat Earth Exandria map. Amazing. But yeah, so you all have that, and then there's just that loud Professor Prolix Yusuf is just So, sorry, I got distracted real fast, but as I was saying, you do know that lady, the blonde, Alicia.
We've had a run-in with her at the Ready Room. And I think Ludo might have tickled his fancy.
Oh, really? You do have the resemblance to be a real ladies' man, I would say. A real striking figure. Shining armor and everything.
Above table, I kind of don't really remember this.
Yeah. Yeah, so back in I think it was probably the first night when you guys had showed up in Bazazan, there was, you'd first met that one bookish looking tiefling, the scholar of the Cobalt Soul, whose name was Question, who was showing off all these sketches of, the prayer site from back at the Emerald Grotto and the Jewel of Three Prayers, and asking about all these pointed questions with the Rise. And then eavesdropping at one point, you noticed there was this little snobbish, rude, blonde-haired elf woman wearing dark, vermilion red robes. And Ludo had one attempted, yeah, hey, how you doing? And she just kind of basically shot him down really hard. And then I think Saeryn had also had a few words with her, and she was equally snippish, but I think had offered some sort of intrigue, and if you want any more information, or if you know anything about this or that, or want to know more about Ruidus the Red Moon.
Gotcha.
I do believe when the recap happened for that was when I did the Christmas rhyming one. So she just got referred to in a snippet of rhyme, and that was it. So yeah.
Okay, I remember that.
I realize that doesn't really work when there's weeks apart.
Yeah, I was looking at the upload on YouTube, and I'm like, 4 weeks ago? That seems like it's been too long. And I'm trying to find the other video. I'm like, nope, it's been a month. It's
been a while
since we played.
So that night after that interaction, that was when Ludo went kind of wandering around, correct? Off on his own?
I
think
believe so, yeah. Yeah, so this was months and months ago in real time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But Prolix goes on and he says, well, I wouldn't trust a word that she says.
Well, she didn't seem too amused by my presence.
Yes, that sounds more like her nature. that I am familiar with. But we were headed to the barracks, yes, to go talk to the Tashkand.
Yes. Yes. Let's continue on.
Excellent. And just before we move on and forget, Saeryn, in that time that you had been looking, investigating in that box, you were able to determine it wasn't trapped. You were able to, with Identify, determine that inside it is a scroll of Bestow Curse.
Got it.
That, like, it won't trigger when, like, you open it. It's just, like, seemed like this was being placed for some sort of special, special purpose. All right, now we'll leave that to y'all. If there's anything else on the way, any conversations, moments, side shoppings,
I would like to approach Saeryn and Saeryn, I've got something for you.
Yeah, what is it?
So I know that in the beginning, when you first joined us, you were looking for coin, and as it happens, I may have gotten some from the Hythanos estate. I would like to split it with you, as I know your spellcasting components and other things might be a little costly. Here you are. I'll hand him 100 gold.
ooh,
Oh, heck yeah. Far be it for me to turn down gold for a job well done. I mean, sure, the job getting well done put everyone else in jail, but, I stayed at a jail.
Absolutely. Well, and I do think it, under the understanding that we've had with you, coming in, it is fair. So, there you are.
Glad to be of service.
I must say, you are quite a good luck charm. And, I'm glad to have you around.
Back straightens up a little bit. Oh. Well, thank you very much, Morgen Megen. Appreciate the compliment and appreciate the appreciation.
oh my, I've never seen a shader blush before.
Huh?
That was Saeryn. Saeryn, is that a tattoo on your backside?
What?
The brand on his backside.
Oh wait, where I got stabbed?
Yeah. Wasn't it like a singe or a burn or a break?
Yeah, I think I either burned me. I think it was like
like a
lightning
fire
or something hit
sword,
me.
or it was like a branding smite, with like a radiant.
Oh yeah, it was like a brand. It's like, oh, is that still there? I should probably cover that up. Yeah, it turns out when you're jumping over a wall and you don't quite make it, the little guy he just jump up and and then yeah, it's he burned me real good with a sword.
Oh, as a matter of fact, that reminds me, I actually saw something earlier today. I pulled it down off of a post.
Saeryn buries his hands and
He just rolls out. He's just like, yeah, I'm just like, that's a very poor portrayal of a tiefling, and I don't imagine them going around hopping. This is nonsense, just pure fluff. Anyone will just print anything nowadays. It's completely oblivious. I had to show it one more time.
Pure
It's
fluff.
so good. I have it. I have that poster in my inventory currently. So
Look, hey, anytime you need to pull it out, it's right there. All right. I believe with that, he says, "Oh, and I believe here we are at the ready room, and boom, we'll bring you, or not the ready room, the barracks, which is also like right across the street, you know, like that courtyard from the ready room. So, you know, they're very, very close to each other. But as you all begin to approach, you notice the door is open. There's, you know, a couple guards milling about. Just assume there's a handful of Aurora Watch guards milling around. And you hear some sounds coming from within through the doorway where there's a little bit more. It's closed into Varen's personal office, but you hear like a muffled conversation. If you guys want to have anything to do.
Yeah, maybe try to listen in. See if
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure we're going to try to listen in on that conversation.
I mean, yeah. All right, anyone want to listen in? Give me a perception check.
Saeryn's still feeling funny from the...
I'm still giddy because I got complimented for doing a good job.
And I will say also, whenever you guys do roll, just shout out the roll on the number you get, so in case I'm looking away or anyone, you know, listening also can hear. So we got 26 from Morgen. I'll call him out this time for 15 for Ludo, 13 for Aljin, and then Saeryn got that nice, beautiful natural 1.
I like that color red.
Yeah. Yeah, you just probably got a lot on your mind, you know, all that ruminating and just the annoyance and just the talking about your brand and you're rubbing that backside, thinking about that poster.
The one it puts, it doesn't even look like me.
Not even the right boots. I will say, Ludo, you do hear a little bit. This mostly like what you hear is the voice of that one tiefling question from the Cobalt Soul that you had met those nights ago, before you had wandered off. So this is before you had even met Aloysia, and you just like kind of hear her voice, just like, well, I don't know. I ran away before I could, you know, get a good look at the door. Trying to remember her as like a really, really high-pitched, nasally Cockney. We'll get there. And then you just hear a little bit muffling from the Varen task hand, but Morgen, you'll basically hear the whole conversation. He's asking her about, you know, he says, when you went to inside the Betrayer's Rise the first time with the members of the Cobalt Soul, the bridge, the spasm leading across the mist. When you got to, did you get to the doors on the gates on the other side that were always locked? And she says, well, no, I didn't really get there. I started getting halfway across, and then that's when I started hearing the voices. The voices. Yeah, they called out from the mist, telling me to jump below. And that's when I ran scared and away. And that's pretty much up to that point, the conversation you had heard.
I think I would knock on the door.
Awesome, yeah. You guys, go ahead and you all come in, or as we'll say, yeah. He hears the knock, and they'll come out here, so everyone has room to kind of gather in the main meeting room. And he says, "Oh yes, everyone's returned. What were your reports from the crematorium?" And then he sees the other tiefling, Prolix, come in, and he says, "Oh, it's you again." And Prolix says, "Oh, well, it's so hard to jump between voices." He says,
Also here to enjoy DM playing this stuff.
He says, yes, I seem to have come across this party, and we have discovered all sorts of interesting things over at the crematorium. Like, and you all notice, like, he's kind of immediately, like, glomming himself into, like, your group. Or attempting to. Just totally oblivious.
So I take it you know this fellow?
And Varen responds, he's like, yes, as he's, in fact, two of the three other petitioners to go into the Betrayer's Rise in recent times. We had Question here, the Cobalt Soul, who went in, the day before you all gotten here. The day before the attacks. Not the most recent attacks today, but you know what I mean. And then Prolix over there on behalf of what was it again? And he goes to look at his notes, and Prolix says, Prolix says, well, the Allegiance of Allsight from Ank'Harel, yes, over at the Crystal Chateau. And he goes and pulls out his shiny badge to present it, and he says, "Oh, we study archaeology and history." And the Baron cuts him off, and you see Question just kind of wide-eyed and seeing you all there again for the first time in it's been a day and a half, right?
I think so, something like that.
I mean, this is the same day from the raid / us being thrown in jail.
Yeah, so the heist. So that was a fresh
yeah.
morning the day after you had stayed up late night going and fighting some shadow spawn, sorrow spawn, the night of showing up in Bazan and fighting some demons.
I mean, we've been here for 3 days, and we fought everything.
We fought demons. We fought some jackasses. You know,
But more demons.
That's the entire gambit of creatures.
That's all there is.
That's all there is. Just demons, jackasses.
But yeah, I see she's wide-eyed and just kind of taking it all in at the moment. But yeah, he says, yeah, these were two of the three last petitioners.
All right. Well, I have the rest of our report as well, if you're interested in hearing.
Oh, yes. Please show me what you have.
So, there were 3 subjects of interest to be examined. All 3 were left to rot in a pile, to be dealt with at a later time. 2 of the subjects were drow males that were members of the Aurora Watchguard. The 3rd subject was of rock. These bodies seemed specifically avoided. Perhaps it was superstition to deal with the bodies of demons, or perhaps something else. The Vrock was examined first. It was approximately 8 foot tall and estimated around 500 pounds. The condition of the epidermis showed no signs of defensive wounds, and the body showed no signs of decay. A demon left for this long would have begun to revert to ichor. Cause of death, undetermined. Both drow were examined alongside one another. Both males were in early adulthood, approximately 5'1" and 5'4" in height, and an estimated 145 and 150 pounds respectively. Defensive wounds did not coincide with an attack against a Vrock, as their placement within the crematorium would suggest. Both bodies had deep lacerations in the neck. The cuts were clean, done by something sharp and precise. A talon from a Vrock would have made a wider, more rough gash. These lacerations were made by a blade, not inflicted by a demon. Cause of death? Exsanguination. The conclusion to be drawn is these Aurora Watchguards were slain by the hands of man, and not by the demons by which they were found. It appears to me that the bodies were placed alongside the Vrock to ward off any suspicion that might come their way. It would be convenient if they could chalk it up to a demon attack, but the proof is on the bodies. After examining the bodies, I cast Detect Magic and found 2 artifacts inside the stomach of the Vrock. A pair of glasses and a box were found inside. After finding these items, this gentleman made his way into our company. And she kind of gestures at the new guy.
Yeah. Yes. Professor Prolix Yushaf, if you want to put that in your official reportings. By the way, I don't know how many inspirations a DM can give. But that was one of the greatest fucking
All of
things
them.
ever.
All of
Yeah,
them.
that was amazing.
I'm
Yeah,
just
like
shaking my head,
round
looking at
of
mine.
applause.
Yeah, looking at my notes, like, nope. No, I'm just gonna stay quiet the rest of the session. I think.
Seriously,
I-
so
I don't
beautiful.
even top anything.
I did like even had to do some research on this. Like the first thing was like I actually looked up like forms and like how you actually like structure um an autopsy report, and then I had to look up like medical terminology. I'm like, what do they call it? Because like I actually took a forensic science class. This is a little bit of oversharing, but like if someone was like beaten to death with like a baseball bat or something, like the cause of death on the death certificate is not hit by the bat, it's blunt force trauma. And I'm like, well, if you slit someone's throat, like what is that? It's exsanguination. Fun fact.
That's a beautiful word.
And then I also the other bit of info is I had to pull the heights and weights of like average drow from the Forgotten Realms wiki. They're shorter than I thought, so I was like,
They're tiny guys.
5'1" and 5'4".
Wow.
That's so good. So I rolled a d4 to see how many inspirations was gonna get out. You can't stack 4 inspirations, so everyone gets an inspiration. So for how amazing that you did that.
Hot dog.
Yeah,
being
DM
so
inspiration for the
prepared.
episode. That's like that's amazing. And like you can see even Varen just nod and just the most like professional, like with like a nice smile and just like finally competency. And you see Prolix and Question were both scribbling along in tandem the entire time as well, just like full scholarly. And they say, "Oh, why?" And she says, "Oh, exsanguination, you say? Well, that's very serious. That sounds like intentional and suspicious."
Yes, it is definitely intentional, definitely suspicious. My only question, though, is I don't know who or why, but I suppose Varen probably has some inkling, as there wouldn't be any reason to send me if there was no specific leads there. So perhaps he knows a little bit.
I was hoping you would uncover a little bit more when you would investigated the estates, but perhaps there's still more paperwork or connections to be found. I will say, while Morgan's doing that, what would the rest of the party be doing in this area? So I'll say we'll put Morgan up over in here. Would Finn, you would be in that room as well? Would Saeryn
Yeah,
and Ludo, would
probably.
y'all be up in there? Would you be hanging around the front, around the outside?
I think Ludo would be kind of around the outside.
Around the outside.
Around the outside. Had to say it. Yeah, so you guys would be like pretty much like posted up out front like that.
Yeah, I think so.
I think when he makes comment about searching the estate again, I think Finn would speak up just a little bit and just be like, I don't know if you're gonna find anything. There was a clock tower. Was it a clock tower or was it a pillar where they had in the back left of the estate, from map view, there was like he was going to take me into there and do who knows what. But I think he said he was going to burn document, or he was going to. They were burning something in there. I recall.
Yeah, there was like a shrine in the back
There was a
left or
shrine in
something
the
like
back
that. Underneath, yeah.
Well, I can't remember if it was a pillar or if it was a.
Yeah,
it was
it was like a small little temple house building. Varen
Yeah,
says, yes, the entire front, that like entry level, we couldn't get in. It was blazing and infernal. It was very bright. We couldn't even really see past the flames. There was, so no dark shadow corners we could find, and no one's been back to investigate it since.
That's probably where most of the documents he had was, or anything. It seemed like that was a shrine to, I don't know, maybe betrayer or something around along those lines. But I know they were very much keen to destroying whatever's in there before they fled.
It's, yeah, who knows what, else, the noble Tanarin has, of course, been, not come in for questioning and has, been, missing since, the events are unlocatable. And I imagine it will remain that way for a while. Well then, at that point, so Ludo and Saeryn out front, so both of you give me perception checks. And like tell me kind of where would your guys' focus be wandered at, or or what would you be occupying with at the time?
I think Ludo's still kind of listening into the room. He's still interested in what's going on, especially after hearing that amazing report.
Amazing, yeah. All right.
Saeryn is still on edge because he has wanted posters out for him. So, so he's looking around to see if anyone's eyeing him specifically, suspiciously, or maybe if there's someone that he might recognize from the estate, or someone who's looking at him a little too hard, that kind of thing.
Awesome, yeah. So I think maybe what it is you do notice around this corner down back over here, there seems to be a little bit of an alleyway and little boxes and stuff, and you see the sign usually posters and stuff, whatever stuff people put up on the wall and graffiti, and then maybe you wander down that aisle or that corner real fast to go make sure there's none of that paperwork or posters hanging, and you'd be the one to see it sitting pretty much round where the back of the building is. So I'll say you pretty much will come around here, and you notice sitting down over in this alleyway, more or less eavesdropping in and trying to listen to the conversation going in on the inside, the red-robed elf Aloysia. And she does not, she seems pretty intent on that, and doesn't notice until you round the corner and notice her. I think that's when she looks up and notices you, and she's oh, it's you.
Always figured to run into you and Ellie.
Seems to be my trait I have most is skulking in the city.
Oh, don't skulk. What's wrong?
Just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything important that these idiots accidentally stumble upon.
Yeah, so you think you're better informed than them?
She just kind of gives a little wry smile, but no actual verbal response.
Oh, I see how it is. You have to trade for information, right?
Well, that's someone with intelligence who knows where power is with barter. And remember, coin's not always the most valuable.
No, coin just buys things. Nice things.
She's nice things last for a while. Sometimes you need something a little bit more permanent.
With that perception check, with Ludo's perception check, would he notice that Saeryn went off and was talking to someone over there? I mean, I imagine his focus is kind of on the door
over there.
Here.
Yeah, you might have definitely noticed Ludo wandered off. Probably would take a moment before you realize he hasn't come back yet, or trigger that.
I think he would just naturally just kind of make his way over here.
Alright.
Just kind of so he could get eyesight.
Awesome, yeah. I think that's that point when you would notice Saeryn sitting there talking with Aloysia down the alleyway.
Might be easy to figure out a good trade if I knew what you were in the market for.
Well, I'm trying to find a way into the Betrayer's Rise. Therein, Tascan was a little reluctant. Who knew it was as easy as disarming a few guards and running in?
Yeah, honestly, that's the part that pisses me off. If it was that easy, anyone could have done it.
They might have had some help with a vestige of divergence.
Again, that's one of those things you can buy that's extra nice with money.
Oh, it's one of those things I think is what they call priceless. And I
I
just
have not found there to be many such things.
and I happen to think it's in the wrong hands. People are as reckless as rushing into the betrayer's rise like that.
Yeah, it's either a stupid move or a heroic move, and those are usually the same things from what I've seen.
Oh, speaking of stupid and heroic. And that's when she points over to Ludo. Sorry. I know. She's so fucking rude. She's so rude.
I resent that.
She's like, it's okay. Come closer. I don't bite.
I just
What's
wanted
up
to
with all
make
these
sure my
sassy
buddy's there and
characters?
was okay.
Dude, I don't know. That's where I was like listening back. I'm just like, man, I really have to stick with all this now, huh? Oh,
I think Ludo would come over here and maybe like lean up against this corner.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're looking for information on getting into the Betrayer's Rise, then that may be something we can do to get you some information. We're looking into that ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you want in there?
There's knowledge, a prayer site, mentions of it, connected to mysteries tied to Huntarot and the city underneath. Source of great archaeological interest, and she gestures into the inside room.
Sounds like you and Prolux might need to talk.
Oh, we don't talk much. He's a little jealous, paranoid, foolish, self-indulgent, weak-minded. Take your pick. And then she says, "What do you think, Ludo?"
Well, I'm still stuck on being stupid and heroic. I don't know whether to be proud or take offense.
Well, turns out that's what started this whole thing. Someone who might fit those categories. The only name we found is the Apathion.
The Apotheon.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only thing you found as a name? Or is that in relation to something?
It's a name attached to stories that relate to something that happened here, the Betrayer's Rise.
Are we familiar with that? With the Apathion?
I will say, I know Morgen has heard the name before. I think you guys have heard it in reference. There has been a few things that have been found. There was like a mysterious poem that you had found in that cave with the Ruidus, where that the Ruidus born baby, where that ritual had been taking place. So this poem you had found say, "O Ruidus, grant humble course leave to sing the song which hails the zenith of your accursed, thrice blessed Apathion, remembered best by deeds in the war, and yet whose acts were driven off by fate most foul. His kindly brow bore gifts from the gods of change and art and moon, and yet in his soul was pain. The suffering of your vermilion light drove the paragon to a desert realm, bestrewn with blades and drenched in crimson blood. So hear, O moon of cursed deeds and fates, the song of he who rose above your great and mighty power to save Exandria from flames of war, fanned by the ruiner's blade. But yes, to expand on that, even though you're not there, Morgan, you also had been told the name Apotheon before.
Yes, I actually think I had some notes about.
Yes, but yeah. Just want to make sure for any future clarification.
I'll probably run that by my friend Morgan to see if we have any more information on this Apotheon character. You want to wait around for me to ask her, or do you want to are you gonna disappear suddenly into a different alleyway?
She's like, "Oh, look, something shiny." And she points behind you and Ludo.
I stare right at her and then go. I turn slowly around and go, "Oh, shiny!"
Yeah. And when you turn back, she's still there.
Yeah. It seems like there was a lot of effort for a bit that we didn't actually finish up with.
And she just smiles and laughs and just like, well, I mean, I'm trying to listen in on the inside still after all. And we'll cut back into the room there. So Morgan had just given that beautiful autopsy and rolled in like a few other questions about, motivations and possible, blah, blah, blah. But I think Varen asks, he's like, well, where is the rest of your party, by the way?
They should be right around here. I assume just outside.
It is a little crammed in here.
I have a question for question, if you don't mind indulging.
Well, I do love questions and answers.
Did you say that you were in the Betrayer's Rise?
Or, yeah, when I first got into the city, me and a few of my companions, we had gone in as an historical endeavor expedition. Why,
Is there
we
anything
kind of
that you
came
can tell
back
me
out
about?
right away.
Is there anything that you can tell me about it?
I kind of didn't make it far. I got in there with my two companions, and, well, I heard some voices coming from the mist below, and they were telling me to jump. And, kind of overwhelmed me. And I ran out screaming, but those two, they were right behind me, I swear, I thought. But that's been a few days now.
Do you have intentions of going back in to find your friends?
With passive insight, you can definitely see she's like a little frightened of that prospect, and that like kind of preserves herself. And she says, I reckon to get to the truth of what happened to him, I kind of owe it to. And besides, that'd be hell going back to the Cobalt Soul without them.
Well, I think that we're planning an expedition in there, and if there's anything that either you can do to help us or we can do to help you in making sure that our mission is successful in there, I'm always open to hear any proposition.
Yes, and I too would like to have be a part of any sort of expedition. Prolix kind of butts himself in, and Varen says, and you and the Lady in Red and the Cobalt Soul, who else wants to go into the Betrayer's Rise? Literally the place demons come from. Like he just kind of he just like shakes his head. Probably try and make eye contact with you, Finn.
he getting a little irritated right now because the other party's in there. I think he would just be like, the other party wanted in too, and they did it without going through these means. I mean, we can go through the correct channels like we're trying to do, or we can just bum rush in like they did. But either way, they're getting ahead of us, and I think we need to try to get in there as soon as we can.
Well, that's the thing. Varen says, says, the way they went in has never been a way into the rise before. There's the gates up at the top of the city, and he gestures there and he says, and then past that there's a bridge that the question here is talking about. And on the other side is another set of gates, doors that have never been opened up. Any past expeditions have gone in, going through the caverns below. There's the mist that question was mentioning, although reports of whispers from below, that's never been a thing as far as I've ever heard.
Maybe we should go through where they went and see if the secondary gates are open. I mean, he stops there. He was going to bring up a statement of having a medallion. You'd probably hear the, let's go the way they came in because they have, and then he'll stop.
Yeah, you can make a persuasion or a deception check. Your choice of what you think is more.
Well, if you're letting me choose, I will pick the plus.
Yeah, whatever's the most appropriate for like what the intentions are.
It'd be. I mean, it's deceptive. Rolled an 11, by the way, for a 19.
Amazing.
Oh, boy.
19 is really good.
19.
But Varian also had a really good insight roll. So he says, we're going to mention something else, probably the magical artifact that they use to get in, I would assume.
Yeah, that was something I was trying to keep people from hearing about. Yes.
And you see Prolix says, aha, yes, yeah, the jewel of three prayers. We've had reports of it in our archaeology sites over in underneath Huntarot. And Question says, yes, that's why the Cobalt Soul is interested as well. For obtaining the knowledge for, information keeping purposes.
So, what's the harm if we go into the main gate and the secondary gate's not open? We'll just walk right back out. So, why don't we just check it out, and at least 4 of us can go in safely. I mean, we're thinking back to the day, like we're pretty good. And then he's like thinking back to the day of like, I have like 1 spell slot left.
Yeah, Varen says every time these gates have been open, demons come out from whatever the expedition points where the rifts have been open in the past. That's why I closed it off in the first place. And he slams his fist on the desk. Like, he can see he's getting a little irritated. He's like, bureaucracy exists to keep people of the city safe. I promised you to go in there, but it'll be at your own risk. If you go in, we will have to close the doors right behind you.
I'm not 100%
We'll have to wait until it's safe and demons are gone before we let it back out.
I'm not 100% sure if whatever they're doing in there is not going to make it worse.
I admit that you have to go in, but you have to be ready for an expedition. Because we can't be opening the gates over and over again at the risk of my guards, these good people of the city. I have to write letters to Krail and Dimian, the corpses, the 2 people that you had investigated at the crematorium. Their spouses still need compensation for falling in duty. If you go into the Rise, you can pick one person to go with you out of all these applicants. I'm not going to let you bring a whole team of people into a bloodbath.
Sir looks at Morgan.
If you're asking for a vote from me, I think I'm most fond of question.
Boy, I think that's a really good choice. I can help translate any of the, I know anything that we find. I'm a really good note taker. And Prolix starts, shuffling around, just like, harumph.
Although I suppose that this decision shouldn't be made solely on my recommendation, I think we need to talk about this as a full group, I suppose.
Yes, make your preparations. I would highly recommend that you make a full rest and nights, Any teams that have gone in there in the past, they don't return for days, no matter their intentions. If you find a way, if you get into the rise itself, the way back is not always the way you came in.
I do agree. I think a rest is needed. For I do believe that in our experience here as well, it's not advisable to go in without a perfect preparation.
As far as going in to investigate the bridge as is with the doors, I can maybe let you do that tonight. I just, there's no guarantee of what you'll come across once you go in there, and you'll have to get rid of any threats that are there, if there are any, before we can let you back out again. See, he kind of, cooled off a little bit, being a little bit more reasonable. That you guys have been, being pretty persuasive even without rolls.
We cannot afford any mistakes, and so we will be doing our best to avoid them at all costs.
Let me know when you've made your decisions. I'll start drawing up even more paperwork. And he starts to rub his temple, and you see Prolix will be like, "Ooh, paperwork, you say? I am quite adept at organizing and making sense of paperwork." And you'll see he'll come give the help to Baron.
I feel like a terrible character just for this reason right here. putting Prolix on this man is terrible.
You see Baron is like kind of helpless. It's like, wait, no, please. No, I guess we'll
He probably has like a completely different note-taking style and everything.
Yeah, he uses that like equivalent of like the courtroom shorthand of like phonetically like does like all this like his notes. It's like a weird Marquesian like half script. But yeah, we'll cut back out. You guys, can start making your way out back outside. But back in the alleyway here, we got Malaysia with Ludo and Saeryn.
All right, well, I guess we'll have to keep that in mind once we start making plans actually going inside Betrayer's Royce.
Say it would be pretty valuable to have me along. There's things, connections here that most people aren't aware of.
Like what?
Secrets that have to be held close to the chest until I can get assurances.
Maybe you might say that.
All I know is these are the things I believe to be true. There's fragmented historical records that tell of an unidentified hero of the Calamity who hailed from the lands of Wildmount. He was born under the full moon of Rudis and wields the Vermilion Moon's power. He participated in climactic battles across the continents of Wildmount and Marquette, including a battle here at the Betrayer's Rise. I believe. Actually, I will hold that one close to my chest.
Alright, you do that.
Make a insight check. You, Ludo with advantage. Oh, both of you with advantage, actually. All right, what's going on with Ludo? What'd you get?
Saeryn got a 20.
Is that a natural 1 from Ludo? Oh no, he's muted.
Ludo got a 10.
Oh yeah, he is with advantage. Excellent. All right.
Oh, sorry.
So yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, I forgot you had the advantage up with you. Yeah, because so with that 20, I'll say she kind of like glanced and like notice was like glancing directly at like the symbols of Avandra that Ludo carries, and like you said, like you think maybe she was about to say something about Avandra.
I mean, yeah. Okay, that follows with the Apotheon stuff.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, she says, this hero, he wore a pendant that contained the power of 3 gods. This is the key to acquiring what my organization seeks.
Sounds like a fun little ride you got planned for yourself.
I will say there is something in it for you.
Oh yeah? Go on, prick me ears.
1,000 gold pieces per party member if you all bring me into the expedition with you.
Now that is a very good argument.
That pricks my ears.
Let the change bringer, let the change and good fortune flow.
I catch that slip up right real quick. Freud was right.
Freud, nonsense. Old dragonborn sorcerer, more of a crazy person.
Freud? More like fraud.
Yes, when Draconia fell, he did try leading people. You know, that's a rant for another day. Some other histories in another land. Something making up on the spot.
Sometimes a fire Genasi cigar is just a fire Genasi cigar.
Said it better myself. And then I think is that when Finn and Morgen will probably come walking out around.
You probably turn the corner looking for them, seeing that they're not out front.
And she says, the rest of the party.
Hey, buddy. We were thinking of taking this lady here with us up through the Betrayer's Rise. She offered us some gold coin, 1,000 each, if we take her with us.
Okay. I don't. What skills does she have? What's better than? I mean, is she better than anybody else? We have a couple other options inside.
Well, why don't we just take them all?
We're allowed to take one. We're allowed to take one in with us. Like as soon as tonight or tomorrow.
How much are the others offering to pay us?
I think I think wasn't what last session where we offered like 200
Rolex
Rolex
had offered 200 gold
prolapse.
pieces, yeah.
Prolapse offered 200 gold pieces. That's what I thought.
And the questions
I mean-
offered nothing.
I mean, questions offered nothing other than
She's
I
actually
like her
said that
bet-
she has
I
ran
like her
in,
better
gone
as
and
a
ran
human.
back out immediately.
Yeah, she's been in there before, and I like her better as a person. I mean, we've been offered 200 at this point just to go in with one of them. Not the one I prefer, though.
Do you prefer?
I don't know at this point. I just don't want that guy from the Marquesian to come with us. He talks too much, and that's me saying it, and which is a lot.
And this woman, Aloysia, she's pretty abrasive.
Oh, you don't verbalize everything by name. You do it this way. Let me show you.
Jeez, you can still hear him from out here.
My only problem with Aloysia is she seems the type that would double-cross us. The second she can get the Jewel of Three Prayers by herself, I think she'll turn on us.
You know, I can hear you. I'm still
Well
standing
aware.
I'll
right
say
here.
it a little louder for you then.
I think we're well aware of that.
Aloysia, are you going to turn on us?
Why would I turn on the party where I go into a deadly fortress that used to belong to demons with? That doesn't sound very smart, now does it?
See, sounds logical to me.
Insight. I'm really bad at it, but I'm.
Go ahead,
Nope.
make an
Oh
insight
my
check.
God, 3. That's a 3. I trust her.
Amazing. I mean,
Ludo rolls a
Like,
19 on that.
like Ludo said, like it is a very logical statement. Like it is very truthful in that regard. You're definitely not reading like any sort of maliciousness or like an evil gleam in the eye that like that screams,
all-
"I'm gonna betray you."
In all fairness, I think everything she says screams, "I'm gonna betray you."
I don't know, you guys. I kind of like her.
I think everyone just calls it resting betrayal face.
Resting
Betrayal.
RBF, yes.
It's
You know they make a cream for that, dear.
yeah, but you can only get it in Singorn, and I don't go to the
Yep.
Feywild much often anymore.
And it's very seasonal as well, so you never know when they'll actually have.
Mm-hmm. Well, wild seasons, of course.
Yes, you never know.
Alright, that broke
All
me.
right, I'm back. I'm back. Oh, damn it.
Man,
Oh, okay.
that's so good. Resting betrayal face, that's going in
Well-
the notes.
Well, how do we decide?
I think you all need to take some time after this, don't you?
I think so.
Well, back at the ready room. Probably skulking about as seems to be what I do most in this city. Just remember, if you want to learn anything about the truth of Ruidus, you won't listen to those blowhards in there. Their minds very, very small. They only see a narrow picture of what's really out there. And that's if you want to learn more about the Apotheon. And I think you definitely hear that, Morgan.
The Apotheon.
Yes. You've heard of the name before?
I have, actually. I'm surprised you have. I think I see where this is going. I feel as if you won't relinquish any information on it unless we bring you through the Betrayer's Rise.
While I am intent on learning more, my organization, we require power, and is the leverage sometimes needed.
Well, I may reconsider who I would have thought to bring if perhaps I had some sort of assurance from you. I don't know exactly what that could be, but I'll talk it over with the party, and we'll see what happens.
Yes. We, like it sounded like, from what I heard on the inside, you don't have much time to make your decision.
Yes, we, I believe, should be entering the rise tomorrow morning, but we will investigate the exterior tonight. That being said, I suppose we should probably have who we're going with by the end of the day as well.
Before you make your decision and choose me, none of you have your weapons talking to you, do you? And with that, she like smiles and turns around and walks away.
I would give out like a little audible gasp too.
I wonder if she saw Dermot talking to his weapon.
Here, you might need to do your mic a little closer, Ludo.
I wonder if she heard Dermot talking to his weapon.
She's very observant. If she spent any time with the rival party, I think she probably might have caught it. So, what do you guys think?
How much is trust for everybody? Because I don't trust her at all. And if that money's true, then she's dishing out 4,000 just to get in there.
It makes you wonder if she's willing to spend that much money on us. She needs to get something out of this that's worth more than that. Whether it's knowledge, or as she just even said, power. Perhaps that comes in the form of knowledge, who knows? But whatever it is, it's worth a lot to her. Although I suppose an expedition would be worth a lot to anyone.
And I will say at this point, you guys could be moving and, talking wherever you all want to go.
We'll say there is one thing in her favor, is that we know for a fact that she will betray us at some point inside the Betrayer's Rise.
Yes. I completely agree.
The other two, I don't know if they're going to betray us or not.
No, we already established this while you were away. She just has resting betrayal face.
God.
It's still good.
It's still good.
Yeah. The other two, one, I just don't think we could. I mean, they said in there he said days. Can you imagine days with prolapse? Whatever. You imagine days with him, and I just lost the other one's name. Hold on, I'll get it.
Question?
Wow, I couldn't remember question, guys. And then question. The problem with her is she might just leave and run off. She was in there once, which is a great boon if we can get in there with her. But then we're protecting her the entire time, and I mean mostly Ludo, because I'm not doing that. I can't.
I feel like it's a given that we're going to run into demons, so we probably want someone with us who is capable of handling themselves. And I have a feeling that Aloysia is capable of handling herself.
I would agree. I think based on outward appearances, Aloysia probably has the best combat prowess. I think Question is definitely going to need to be protected and to. It might be a little bit of a chore, I think, and just no to the prolix, please. That's a lot to handle.
He's so much. He's so much.
You know, they always say, you know, make the most interesting choice you can. Make an interesting decision. Aloysia seems like the most interesting decision because, like I said, she's definitely gonna stab us in the back.
Definitely, but
Just always put Summer behind her, I guess. Don't let her.
I volunteer.
Forward.
That was real quick, Ludo.
That's
Oh, it was my turn to mute. Oh, this is so good. I think with that, choices to be made, debates, heading, you guys have time clicking down. We should probably take a quick little 5 to 10 minute break.
Sounds good.
all right.
Sounds good.
And with that, we will get the music, make sure it's on loop.
It was very awkward when it's not on loop. When we get
It's
back.
so sad.
So sad.
It's also sad because like I don't think I noticed that it's not there for a while, and then someone puts it back on. I'm just like, oh, it's like, of course we need to. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's this again.
Yep.
All right, be right back.
Be right back. Whoops. And we back. All right. They can't hear me yet, but some amazing developments in the story. Some choices to be made. Some voices I'm going to have to commit to. Let's see what they choose. All right. I am back-ish. Just doing some things.
Hell yeah.
Hope everyone is doing well. Enjoying the session.
I've been enjoying it. It's been pretty great.
Yeah, I'm having a great time.
Yeah, so I felt like a good flow back into things. Good clarification, some choices to be made. But yeah. It's just a small clock going though.
Yeah. It felt bad last session. I'm gonna say it. It felt bad last session. Us like gonna go figure out how to stop their party from getting into the Betrayer's Rise, and then us getting arrested in the parties in the Betrayer's Rise. I was like, that hurts.
Yeah. And it like
hurt
it
a lot.
sucked because like I was sitting there and like, all right, they're doing this heist. What's sitting there figuring out? And then I'm like, well, if the party's here and this is happening, and there's a series of back end rolls that, you know,
Yeah.
for tempers and stuff. And I was just
I
like,
understand it.
I think at one point I actually did like, I looked at the camera and just like held up like a 4, and I'm just like, oh no. And it's just like, yep, they go in.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. It's one of those things you could feel like you could
Oh, no,
feel the party.
it was
you stayed at. The
shitty,
party was
yeah.
just like, oh shit.
No, that is one of the shittier things that on the DM side that I think has
part
come
of what
through.
happens.
I was just
Part of
like,
what
man, there's gonna be some words when they catch up to that party.
I kind of thought it was gonna be we were done, just beaten up, and then it's like showing up and like, hey, you turn the corner and the rest of the party's there, and we're just like, well, this is gonna be a big fight too. This is gonna suck.
Yeah, because once it gets like any like actual confrontation before, I think it was also the Dermot coming while you guys were there at the task hand, and seeing most of you there, and then being like told, oh, you guys can't go in. But drama, conflict, tensions, anger, betrayal, question mark. So funny. Everyone is legitimately just like, yeah, we don't trust you.
Yeah.
I think Ludo wants to trust her because he sees the good in people.
Uh huh.
Until they
I was
show
just
him
saying,
otherwise.
is that the only reason Ludo?
Ludo, are you the good?
Ray, I'm gonna talk to Ray right now. Ray, you have a bad habit in our other campaign of hitting on all NPCs. Are you just carrying over into this campaign too, Ray?
I'm trying really hard not to, but
How much is Ludo and how much is Ray right now?
but Swam is the one who impregnated the demon.
We don't know. Yeah.
Is a thing that happened.
Mm-hmm.
That is so
And
funny.
she was a devil. Thank you. But anyway, moving on. Different campaign.
Amazing. Does that mean everyone is back?
Yep. Yeah, Ludo is still a man though.
And has a type.
I felt so bad. Just like, yeah, you know, people tend to be stupid and heroic. And I'm like, damn
Dude,
it,
it was
Ludo
such
is
a good
standing
line.
He's right
right
there.
there.
Such a good line.
It was perfect.
No.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Yeah, don't feel bad about good singers.
Yep,
It was good.
it was good.
Yeah, that's why I was just like, I'm like, man, she's like, it's like, why would anyone ever want you to do anything? Like you're not a nice person to be around. You can't insult people and be like, bring me with you.
Well, you can if you like.
You dangle a lot of money.
Yeah, you drop a whole bunch of money on people, and they'll be like, okay, you know what? It's a good chance.
All right.
What's the intelligence roll of 19 for there, Ludo?
Just to see if I'm stupid and heroic. I
Oh.
think I'm like, yeah, just regular and heroic.
You know what? I'm just heroic.
All right. So it's time for you guys to make some decisions. As we get back into it. Here in Bazazan, you've had the whole meeting with the Varen task hand. You made your reports, a beautiful autopsy for Morgen and the player, honestly. That was so good. And then now you have someone to choose to bring in with you, and then your exact plans and preparations. You have whatever materials and gold on you if you want to go try, you know, anything you need to go get, any of your stuff, any magical items or other goods that, you know, you've recently acquired. You need to go through any notes. You know, we've had a whole hell of a journey to get here. You guys have, you know, experienced a lot and acquired a lot of things, and also always need more gear for adventures. And then also any other points of interest, any temples, any praying, any wounds to be healed, any rests, any drinks to be had, smithings to be smithed, slayers to be staked, reaps to be sowed. I don't know, I'm just naming stuff off of the map now.
I'm just reading the map at this point. How are we on? I mean, we need to decide. Are we going in tonight just to check out the main gate there, Morgen? That was an option. And then coming back tomorrow, or do you just want to say, you know what, let's do it all at once?
Sorry, I actually accidentally switched the microphone settings.
Oh no.
Yeah, the little button on the back. I went to move it. I was like, ooh. Yeah, Morgan would respond with, well, I think we should check it out tonight and then go in the morning. That would give us at least right after we become refreshed, we can, you know, delve straight into the nitty-gritty with a little bit of knowledge of, you know, what we might be facing beforehand. I suppose the quicker we move, the better chances we have at finding the other party in there. So I'd like to get things done while we can. Daylight's burning.
Oh yeah.
You want to go let task hand know that we're going to go in just for a quick moment now? Or, I mean, and then he can get this paperwork wrote up. I know he's having a lot of help in there. Maybe he can get it wrote up a little quicker with the assistance he's getting right now.
Maybe we should let him know that we're at least doing a reconnaissance tonight. But yeah, perhaps we'll also. I suppose I should tell him that when we get back, we'll have our answer for him on who we're bringing by the time we return, by the end of the day.
Should we take someone with us as a trial to see how useful they are tonight?
I suppose that's up to you. I have no quarrels, no complaint.
And shall I pose an additional option? I know we have 3 parties interested in joining us, but are we limited to just those 3? I was a fan of Emery Foy. I wonder if they would like to accompany us.
I suppose we can bring technically whoever we wanted, but you know, we have had Emery in the past, and they seem to be somewhat capable.
If nothing else, trustworthy.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
But 1,000 gold pieces is rather tempting.
At least let's tell the Tascan we're going to at least go in tonight, and then I don't know, maybe take Emery at the beginning here, or just go in. I would feel bad taking someone in and nothing happening, or us not be able to get any further, or just walking right back out.
Or what if tonight we offer to take Aloysia with us, but we ask her that she give us an advance on the payment. That way, if she does betray us, at least we've made some coin.
And technically, we took her in Betrayer's Rise, and then we can collect the rest and not take her tomorrow. I love the idea. That's a little devious, Ludo, but I love
that wasn't
what?
quite my intention.
No, are you sure? It sounded.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I mean,
Pretty sure.
okay. I mean, it would fulfill our end of the bargain, technically.
Technically, but that's a little devious.
I think the purpose for tonight is just to check out the bridge with the mist and a potential entrance. I think once we get inside, whatever we go in is going to have to be sealed back behind us.
Looks at Ludo, goes, the mist has spooky voices that tells you to jump off the bridge.
Well, don't do that.
I think that's the hope. But from past experiences of earlier today, I can't guarantee, I guess. Huh. This will be fun.
Do you think you would jump?
Now? Absolutely not. Having a creepy guy with a ring or a staff or whatever it was that controls your brain, then maybe. But I don't want to.
Good point.
Maybe a rope tied to each other, so if one of us decides to jump, at least someone can stop us, or it will pull everybody in.
I may have a way across the bridge. Maybe.
Depending on the distance, I could probably get 2 of us across the bridge if someone stays clear. Sorry, my whole house lights just flickered. I think we're okay. I was waiting for power to drop. I think we're okay. Yeah, it's been really windy.
Yeah. Ohio getting battered.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is calling for a storm tonight.
Hell yeah. Great time to go into Betrayer's Rise. Let's go. Spooky weather,
Yeah.
y'all.
Yeah, it's doing it again. I have a phone close, so if need be, I can just plug in and have really poor connection for a little bit until everything comes back on.
I know. We'll hopefully don't come to that. But let's try this one.
Is anyone opposed to taking Aloysia with us tonight and asking her for an advance of the payment?
Absolutely not.
Honestly, it just seems like a good sense.
Assessing her capabilities and her ability to work with us as a team and just doing some recon.
And her ability to pay.
Well said.
I will say I won't turn down a large payment. If she proves herself to be capable of working with us tonight, I would say let's bring her. If for some reason she doesn't seem a good fit, we'll bring question, I suppose.
All right. So you all are heading out from the barracks. Is there any points you to go to the ready room, get prepared? You're grabbing Aloysia, heading straight to the rise. Anything else? Any other spots?
Maybe like a general store for
Rope, probably.
rope's a good idea.
Yeah. Let's get rid of that music.
What about like any potions? Are we good with healing? I know I have a little bit of healing.
I don't have any healing potions at all.
Healing potions. I don't think I have.
I have one healing potion, but I also have my on hands.
I have no healing potions, which
We're not super expecting to get any kind of combat or anything right now, right?
Well, that's the time when we should prepare.
Fair.
we also. I don't think this place is really. I think we ransacked the few places we knew before we went into the last session of going into the house. I think we purchased. I think didn't we dry out the place, or was there like oh shit. What place was it? Was it Clang and Tang?
The Reap and
No, it
Ta-
wasn't.
the Reap and Sow.
Reap and Sow.
And then the Slayer's Stake. I think you guys went and got some spells from the wizard there.
Yeah, that I only got spell scrolls from the wizard there. I haven't had time to copy them though.
And then there was the Clang and Tang. That's the blacksmithing spot where Ludo had met Jorl.
Oh, buddy, life is pain.
Life is pain.
Speaking of scrolls, I have this scroll here. He pulls out the critical scroll. Would any of you like this? I feel like it would be better in one of your hands.
I could use it.
Yeah, Ludo would happily hand it over.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Oh yeah, mark that in your inventory. Should also be a magical item that you can add.
Already.
I think let's just head up. Let's just go in, take a look around, and get out, and then sleep. Because
Sounds good to me.
okay, it's been a very long day today.
Yes, it has.
All right. And you gathering anyone before you head up to the rise?
Yeah, I think we go grab Aloysia, or at least present it to her that she gives us an advance on the coin and comes with us tonight.
Yeah. Who wants to helm that persuasion attempt with her?
I think Ludo probably would.
I'll assist.
Yeah, so you go walking up and you see she's just like kind of sitting at that scene in the ready room where like she's like not even at like where the bars are, like upstairs. She's just like hanging out, lounging around where the downstairs hallway that leads to where the cots and everything are. And she notices you all as you all walk over. She says, "Oh, you made a decision yet?"
Aloysia, yes. So we have a proposition for you. Tonight we are planning to go up into the Betrayer's Rise, at least through the first gate, and do some reconnaissance, and we would like to bring you along sort of as a trial run for tonight, just to scope things out. And we think it would be fair if you would give an advance on the payment that you promised to us if we do take you. And then we'll once we finish the recon, we'll come back, rest up, and prepare for the day's travel into the depths of the Betrayer's Rise.
And
What say you?
are you think you'll be able to protect me from those spooky demons on the inside? Go ahead and make that persuasion.
I think we would, but I have a feeling that you would do pretty well on your own.
I'll allow with advantage. So how would Saeryn be assisting this?
I think mostly just him being there is going to help out a whole bunch. Like, considering, like, he's more of a known face to her. He's not heroic and stupid as she considers Ludo. But he's also... she'll also realize that she's not going to be able to talk Ludo out of the advance thing if Saren's there, because Saeryn has his eyes on the money. So I think it's more just Saeryn being like, yeah, in advance was help alleviate any concerns over your ability to pay a lot of gold.
Ludo got a 21 for persuasion.
Awesome. Hell yeah. I'll say, she's like, "Oh, you don't think I'm good for it then, huh?" Well,
Aloysia, be honest with me. If I said that I was going to give you that much money, would you believe me?
No, I don't blame you for the doubt.
Well, let me pose it to you this way. We are planning to go into an area that is supposedly dangerous. If you advance us some of that money, it benefits both yourself and our party in that we can make preparations in the morning using that gold coin.
Would be good for me to see what you all can do as well. Make sure, you can protect me in there. He says with a little wry smile. And she says, "All right, let's, if you said you're going in there to look at the gates right now, I'll go with you, and when we come back out, I'll give you, we'll call it a 200 gold piece each loan on advance."
I think that's more than fair.
I think that sounds fair as well. You have yourself a deal, and Ludo extends his hand as like a deal handshake.
And she just like looks and smiles at it and just gives a nod. She's just like, "It's a deal."
Ludo stands there awkwardly with his hand still out. He's whispering under his breath, "Please touch me."
Oh, weird, man.
Oh. She just shakes her head and just like, "No, don't," and just walks away.
Just Saeryn in the background, just.
Ludo turned into like that weird anime character for some reason.
No, it's all right. So you guys heading right on up to the rise. She's gonna follow along with yous. Let's go check it out. So to get the view of the rise, we'll cut back to the Bazazan scene where you see it. You zoom out. the Gothic large structures hanging out over the city, built up into the mountains, just radiating up outwards, and these large looming gates that overlook everything. There's another scene, actually. Lots of cool scenes of places that you get to go to now. As you all walk up with Aloysia, actually, you get to see the actual gates there themselves. You guys go let Varen know, and he says, "Okay, I will give you the writ to give to the guards to let you in for the day. Like I said, they will close the gates once more once you go in, and you'll have to give them a passcode that they will give you when you go in to make sure that it's still you when you come out."
Right.
So you head up and you grab Aloysia. You let him know that's who you're taking. You see Prolix just like Harumph is just like, "Why? I would not trust her. No, she works for an evil organization. I interfere with our research all the time. They're no good, not to be trusted. They don't follow the right protocols."
Prolix, this is not a slight on you. We believe that Aloysia could handle herself more so than either you or Question.
Handle herself.
We're not sure what we're facing yet.
Can handle herself more to position a dagger into your back is what I say.
Well, if that's the way that the gods choose things to go, then that is how they will happen.
Well, I will pray to Ayun for your return.
Thank you.
All right, so you all head on up. You see the gates in front of you. There's now a lot more guards. It's like at least like a dozen are now stationed up here than there would have been before. You're seeing like one of those tricks aren't gonna happen again. And they cry out, "All too close there. No one enters over here. We have directions from the Tascant himself. No one is to come in and out."
We have a writ here from the task hand. We are going to go through these gates and come back out after a while. Here. And then I'll present the
All right, and you say, just because you have that represent, no check needed. And he says, this is nonsense. I will file a formal complaint. This seems dangerous and unnecessary. We don't need more corpses piling up inside the rise for the demon carrion to feast on. Say good luck to your death.
Thank you. We'll need a passcode to get back in once we return.
Yes. How about stupid and heroic?
Sounds familiar.
I mean,
Right.
that's just a fucking episode title, calling it now.
Yeah.
Like, that's, I mean, that has to. Oh, God. Says, good luck, heroes. We will go take a walk down the steps and let you make your way in, and then we'll close it behind you. And you see like two of them get ready to like slam the door shut as soon as you go in.
Thank you, good sir.
All right. So, anything before y'all enter into the gates?
I don't have anything special myself.
No, I don't think so.
Nope.
All
I think
right.
I'm good.
I think we're. Did we? No, we're not long resting or anything, so we're just
No.
going.
Yeah, it's bad.
Do our reconnaissance.
Awesome.
Yep.
So, as you walked up, you saw the Triers Race is both ominous and beautiful. Its black walls carved with intricate reliefs, many of them depicting scenes of brutality and torture, lifelike grotesques of leering demons perch high above, peering down at you with contempt. An immense double door forms the entrance, this gate made of onyx inlaid with copper and silver. These Aurora Watch guards stand aside and let you enter into the demonic fortress. I'm gonna copy you over.
Why do you need a map, Jack? It's just a recon mission.
It's really beautiful scenes, okay? And you have to have it look beautiful. So as soon as you all walk in, who would be in the front ranks, in the back?
Finn would probably be dead like in the center. I think he would be behind our guest, because I don't trust her and I don't like her that much. So
I think Morgan would be at the very back of the pack.
All right, Ludo will lead the way. That makes sense.
All right. So it said Ludo in front, Morgan, Finn in the back, Saeryn in the mid. And I'll say Alicia will probably come up in the middle as well. So, first things that you see, you walk in, the door slams shut behind you. You're gonna have to zoom out for this one. Gothic, blackstone, onyx architecture, these demonic reliefs. You're standing at the top of like what seems to be like a stone parapet of the bridge that spans across. There's a wild shake and jostle as soon as you enter, and those doors close behind you, causing these boulders to tumble out from the sky, just like on the mountain cliffs from inside this little valley that this is built into. These rocks go tumbling through, but they're missing the bridge. You all maintain your footing as the shaking subsides, but in that excitement, you all peer across the mist, kind of hazy, slightly obscuring your view. But if you look all the way across, you see the grotesque, multi-faced demon depictions of a gate built into the mountainside with these vast, hard chains that are like locking across it. Now you see why everyone said these doors have never been opened. It's the mechanisms that would be required, the force, and just whatever else internal demonic influence would have that. But as soon as you all enter in, they come swooping up out of the mists, shouting erupts as soon as those doors fly closed, and these shadowy winged creatures burst through out of the fog, taking flight, screeching as they dive towards you. We are going to roll initiative as soon as I pop up turn order, clear it out, and then you all roll initiative.
we kind of assume this is coming, right?
Yeah. Oh, totally.
I mean, they said every time the doors open, demons come.
Yeah. Oh, good. We
Fat,
all roll.
weathery lings, these large monstrosity, evil, demonic creatures come soaring up out of the fog and darkness. They are going to roll their initiative. Oh my god, they always roll so well.
Ludo got a nat 1, so.
I mean, what is Ludo looking at right now? What's his wonderment and thought?
Well, even though he's leading the way, he's kind of like, his head just keeps like turning back, looking at Aloysia. And he's trying to play it off by looking at the rest of the group like, hey, you guys still back there? Hey, how's it going?
Alright. That is why you turn back and you see these ahead of you. Saeryn, what is your dexterity?
Dexterity is 14.
Alright, these things have a dexterity of 16. They will go first. So, this is not going to be any surprise rounds or anything. We're just going to jump right all in at you. Like I said, y'all are expecting this. So these things are going to take their movement. Oh, wait. Nope, wrong way. My scroll wheel went backwards. I think there's more back here. Flying right over 80 feet. What was that?
I just realized that I have Aloysia like listed under my enemies in D20 or in D&D Beyond. I forgot. I just looked at it. Ah, crap.
You straight up said, like, oh, I don't trust her immediately. Yeah, so we're going to get these right over here. This first one on this right is going to let out a terrible shriek. I need everyone to give a Constitution saving throw within 60 feet of it. So yeah, everyone. So that's the right one. We'll call him red, and then we got blue.
I rolled an 8.
18 for Aljin.
Saeryn rolled a 17.
Everyone does have inspiration from the DM this episode.
A nat 20.
You know, this is probably a good idea for Morgan to use her. Because I would definitely like to save from the screech a second time.
Mm-hmm. I think she remembers.
So I will take that 19.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll say, since it already did roll again, we'll allow it. With that, amazing. So, Aloysia needs to make a save as well. So you see she kind of seizes, paralyzes up immediately, just like holds her hands to her. She's like, ah! Like probably the most actual true emotion you've ever seen her show. But everyone else saves. This one is right within range. It's going to let out an attack on the left side. Is going to let a bite out against a Ludo. Ooh, for a crit to hit.
I would like to use my reaction.
What is your reaction?
I just got a fancy new feature at level 6 called Sentinel at Death's Door.
Explain it, please.
No kidding.
Sentinel at Death's Door. At 6th level, you gain the ability to impede Death's progress. As a reaction, when you or a creature you can see within 30 feet of you suffers a critical hit, you can turn that hit into a normal hit. Any effects triggered by a critical hit are cancelled. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier. You regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest.
Oh, man. Beautiful reaction. How does Morgan see and interpret this? And, like, how does that magic and energy reach out and protect Ludo in that moment?
So I sort of like to imagine that when she first goes to save against that screech, and kind of using that inspiration point is like the Raven Queen sort of like calling out to her is like a no, you're needed now. And the fact that she, kind of saved and that she thinks that she's needed at this very moment in time, she looks over and sees that like a vision of the grave sort of like looming around him, and then just kind of like waving off part of her magic to kind of shoo it away from it.
Amazing. Yeah, you just blast it away and stop that completely. And let's get some more intense music going. And that is that reaction. So, Ludo, you'll just take the first set of damage there. So you'll take 11 piercing, 4 necrotic.
I'm resistant to necrotic.
Amazing. So that blast of Avandra, your Aasimar heritage, just like protects you even further. So you'll take 2 necrotic damage there. So that was its first attack with its claws. It sees that rebuff happen on you. So Finn, you're in reach for its claws. It's going to reach out and attack at you with a 13 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Excellent. So that does not do anything. So what happens here now is as a bonus action, this one's going to the one that got rebuffed by the magic, it's going to bonus action teleport in a flash of smoke right over here next to Morgan. And this one's going to come in here right next to Ludo and Aloysia, just like pop right down in front of everyone.
So that teleport, I'm assuming, doesn't provoke opportunity attacks.
Correct. All right, and we will go on to Saeryn's turn.
Really should have long rested. Let's see here.
Yes, we should have.
We'll be fine.
I think the one that's going after Morgan. I'm gonna Mind Sliver it. I'm gonna cast a Mind Sliver on it. It's an int 15 saving throw.
Mind Sliver on the one by Morgan.
Yeah, blue.
16 to save.
Dang. Okay, nothing happens. Let me see. I think legitimately that's it.
All right, yeah. Fair enough. No worries. That will be Saeryn. Any movement?
I'm good where I'm at.
All right, it will be Aloysia's turn. She is paralyzed. Let me double check the language on this. All right, so yeah, at the end of her turn, she comes out of that paralysis. And that will be her turn. All right, Finn.
Don't like any of this at all. Just do what I can. I don't like any of this, Jack. I'm gonna stay back. I was right here. I'm backing up there, looking at the blue, and all I'm gonna do at this point is chill touch it. So that's all I can really do at this point.
Chill
So
touch, a
casting
great
Chill
range spell.
Touch. Yeah, a 12 to hit, which probably
Misses.
misses. And that is probably it, because bonus actions aren't my
All right.
Let me see if I have anything. Nope. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I can do.
All right, Morgan.
All right. I think we're going to try and concentrate on a Bane for right now. I'll need charisma saving throws from both of them.
All right, let's do some charisma saving throws. We'll do red first.
Is it charisma?
So
Yeah.
11, and then 17 for blue.
I have the 17 saves.
So red will get the Bane. Excellent. Any bonus actions? You reach out with your Raven magic, a little drop of blood, and fling it at them, and they are baned.
I'm just going to take a quick step up here, and
Easy enough.
that'll end the turn, I think.
All right. Move on to Ludo.
I was gonna swing his spear at red here.
One 5 will hit, and you're using one hand because you have a shield.
Correct.
All
And I'll
right.
throw a second level smite on that.
Awesome.
What is that again?
So that'd be a 3d8 of radiant damage. 15. And as you reach out and hit with that smite, what does that look like as your radiant Avandra energy?
Yeah, so as he lunges forward with the spear, it's just like a blast of light emitting from the tip of it as it connects with this demon.
And it lets out a terrible like its eyes blind, and it tries to turn away, and you see that radiant damage has a much stronger effect on it and leaves a staring like scar that like has burned it almost, and then you feel like radiant damage fucks it up.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna do it again then.
$20 to hit. Will hit.
And throw another 3d8 on that.
Alright, yeah, do another second level.
Yep.
So 6 piercing,
not a-
plus a
Not
lot
first
of
level
that,
ones.
so 6, 32. Amazing.
And bonus action, Polearm Master.
Alright, swing again. Alright.
And I'm currently out of slots, so I can't throw a
So
smite.
another 4 bludgeoning. Alright. Amazing.
And that's it.
I mean, you guys just see Ludo with a flurry just yell out with holy energy, radiant, just blasting the scene. You see it all connecting and fucking it up, and that thing does not like it. So what it's gonna do, Red has not used a shriek yet, so it's gonna let that out. I need everyone to make Constitution saving throws again.
16.
Sarah rolled a
18 for
21.
Ludo.
I'm gonna use my inspiration to reroll.
Alright, that was a bit of that reroll.
16.
Amazing, because of that just hearing Morgan, that professional, just like you felt this like a little burst of raven feathers around you protect you as that screech let out, and you are fine from that. That is going to
Aloysia?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask if she needs to roll it.
Hey, there you go, girl. This one will burst right over here towards Finian, who appears to think is a easier target. This one over here is going to
Motherfucker.
do that. So it is going to try and... Morgan's a good shiny. It's gonna try and snatch you. At that old trick. That'll be a 19 to hit.
That one.
Alright, so that will be 9 slashing, 6 necrotic, and you are grappled and restrained while grappled as it grabs you in its large talons.
Alrighty, let's get the
it-
net on it.
Yep, and it's going to Bamf start flying away. It's actually going to teleport 40 feet straight up in the air. And then use its movement to fly out over this way. So it's 40 feet up, 40 feet away over here. And that with Morgan in its talons, that same old trick. finding an easy grab prey. Saeryn, your turn.
Saeryn watches this thing just lift off with Morgen. Well, shit. And then sees the one behind him that's been getting like wrecked by Ludo. Flicks the wrist and hits. I'll firebolt the red one.
Hell yeah. Get a little bit more sizzle action going.
13 to hit.
That will be a little under. That will miss. It's a natural armor.
Gonna start moving. Just stay close to Morgen.
Yeah, you start rushing over, trying to stay near as it's flying away. And you see Aloysia will... Oh, damn it. I thought you all were supposed to be good at this. And you see she raises up a hand and follows suit, and she will shoot at the red one as well with a firebolt. Let me double check. Ooh, some spook. So it's going to be... So now, let's roll it like this. So she's going to be able to shoot it with the firebolt. And it will do its... Yeah. It's a D10 for firebolt, right? If she yells out... So it'd be 12 fire damage.
Did Jack just stop talking to everybody else too?
Oh, I've been muted. I rolled a 20.
I'm sitting there going, I know I'm looking ahead on what I'm going to do, but he just stopped, right?
Yeah, rolled. So I rolled for Aloysia, got hit with a little firebolt at the red one as well.
Mm-hmm. I heard that, and then then you stopped.
No, that's basically it. I was just narrating and yeah, make sure I had the right damage. So that will be on the red boy. And you see this thing's looking really fucked up, and she's just like, "That's how you hit with a spell. You obviously don't get paid if it carries me off like your friend there." And then you your turn.
5, 10, still in its range, I assume. And that thing is 40 feet up with Morgen in its claws?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any wind in here? Is it like, does it feel like is it like we're in a weird area with like mist hanging down? Is it stagnant? What is
it's like shifting, swirling a little bit, but not like a heavy wind.
Love that. Love the swirling wind. That's a great representation of what's about to happen. Morgen, you feel the swirling around you of the wind, like if you're being taken up, and then you feel it condensing into like water particles on you, and you feel it like a swirl, like something about ready to pull you out of these claws. And if you want to fail your vortex warp, it's a con save of 16. I assume you just typed I failed it.
Yeah.
You are now right back. I'm gonna say right next to Ludo and right in the center here. I'll use that's my last spell slot, guys. I'm gonna use my bonus action to teleport 10 feet away from this guy. After I move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, right about there. And that is that's my turn, guys. I got Morgen out of trouble, and I'm
amazing, beautiful. Yeah, just a nice blast of sorceress magic, and you get her out. Morgen, you're up.
All right, Morgan's gonna walk up to it with one of the feathers in her hand, and as she kind of walks up, each step it seems to empower the feather a little more and a little more, and we're going to inflict wounds on this one.
It's a favorite. I mean, it hits.
That's 25 to hit, yes sir. And that is 17 necrotic.
All right, and as you reach out with that necrotic damage, describe what it looks like as it perishes.
So she walks up to it and sees that it's got its like singed marks from Aloysia's firebolt. It might have even had like a quick little 1-2 pat on one of the wings to kind of douse the flames. And as it's doing what it's doing, Morgan just kind of like lays her hand on it in that same singed spot and just pulses the necrotic energy into the burn wound.
Beautiful. And with that, it falls down to the ground and evaporates in that puddle of ichor that you know demons are supposed to do.
That's it for the turn.
Yep. I accidentally took it out of the one that was an initiative out, so it's going to be after Ludo.
Always happens, yeah.
All right, Ludo.
It is 40 feet up in the air.
Yeah. Ludo had a plan, but now that Morgan is down on the ground, I think he's going to use a bonus action to harness divine power and regain a second level spell slot.
Amazing.
And then use that second level spell slot to cast Aid on friends.
Ooh, aid.
Some temp HP, right?
Yes. 5.
Is it temp or
All
is
right,
it
maximum hit point increases,
Increases your maximum.
and it gives you that much as well. But nice, no, it bolsters your allies with some toughness and resolve. Hit the 3 of them. All right. Oh wait, weren't you out of spell slots from the smites?
Oh, yeah, I was, but then I used my
Oh yeah.
my bonus action to
Yeah.
get a spell slot.
Thank you. Yeah. Hell yeah. Forgot with the Avenger's blessing. Fuck yeah. All right.
And then that's it.
We'll move on to Saeryn. All right, no, it'll be the Gloomstalkers first. Let me put them back in after this, but this one above you, it will bamf down from 40 feet up, right there next to your face.
Hi.
And it is going to make to bite at you.
We're gonna silvery barbs him.
All right, let's re-roll it.
No,
So
God.
we'll go to
You take
28.
the lower one regardless, but yeah.
Yeah. Go with the lower end, yeah, regardless. All right, so we'll go with the 16 piercing, 6 necrotic. And then we'll hit...
Is that the total of 22?
Yes, and then we'll hit out with the claws. That'll be a 16 to hit.
16 hits.
All right, and that will hit for 13 slashing, 7 necrotic. You see it just starts tearing at you in a frenzy. Realize
That's a total of 20?
Yes.
Ludo's gonna use a reaction to rebuke the violent.
Ooh, what does that do?
That will post it for you. Use my channel divinity to rebuke those who use violence. Immediately after an attacker within 30 feet of you deals damage against a creature other than you, you can use reaction to force the attacker to make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the attacker takes radiant damage equal to the damage it just dealt. On a successful save, it takes half as much damage.
Hell yeah. That's nice. So it's a wisdom
Yeah,
saving
radiant.
throw.
Yes, it is.
Be 15. What's the DC? It'd be really be your spell save DC.
Where do I find it?
Spell page,
On
very
your
top.
spell page, yeah. Or 8 plus your
13.
13. Okay. Yes, 8 plus your charisma modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
So it takes half radiant damage.
Half the radiant damage. All right. Of the damage just dealt.
Yep.
So that'll be 10 radiant damage, which will be doubled. So that will take 20 radiant damage. Not bad at all.
Advantage goes to Ludo.
All right, and that will be Aloysia's turn.
Actually, advantage goes to Jesus.
Oh, no, it'll be Saren's turn.
Advantage goes to Aloysia actually, because I know she can. Ranged hit it.
Yeah, you see Aloysia, she'll just like, I guess we just keep lighting it up. And she'll roll the d6 or d20 and add 6 to this, so it'll be a
should I take my
17 to
turn?
hit.
Or did I take
you
my
gave
turn
advantage to her, right? Oh, it does matter.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, so she doesn't need it, but she'll hold on to that for a second. And it will hit, so she'll roll damage. And that will be 13 fire on it. And that will, she'll move her and retreat back around Finian. She's just like, gentlemen should protect the lady after all. And pass the turn. But it was Saeryn takes your turn. I forgot I skipped you.
Saeryn is just gonna mind sliver the thing. I can't move.
And save. So -1.
I've never seen a -1 roll. And yeah.
And it's not even red.
No.
It rolled a 4.
It rolled 2. Yeah.
It rolled a 2. Yeah.
7 psychic damage, and its next attack is a -D4.
Nice. I don't think I've
Next
ever
attack's
seen
a
that.
-D4.
A -1.
That's so good. All right, and that was those turns. All right, Finn.
Oof. Boof. I'm just gonna firebolt it.
Oh yeah, let loose, buddy.
I mean, seeing her, this is a 15.
15 hits.
No, seeing her do it, just sort of tracing back through. That doesn't.
Jeepers.
Is that?
Wow.
2d10.
2d10, yeah.
Wow.
I thought I rolled a d20 again. Nope, that's the damage. That's the damage of 15. 15 to hit,
Cantrips.
15 damage.
All right, you guys just lighting this thing up. You see the fire just bursting into it, but Morgan, you've definitely seen the necrotic or the radiant damage, particularly, has been doing really good work on it. Anything else, Finn? Bonuses?
No, I mean bonus actions are, unless I cast a bigger spell, bonus actions are very slim.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't think I can do anything.
All right, we'll move right on to Morgan.
I can do one thing. So you said there were swirling winds, correct?
Yeah.
All
Little
right.
eddies in the mist.
Yeah. So, as long as wind is blowing, it is now blowing away from me. And this is a bonus. As a bonus action, Storm Guide. If it is windy, you can use a bonus action to choose the direction the wind is blowing at a 100-foot radius sphere around you. It's blowing away from me.
Yeah, you just see him begin to just
It's
disperse
doing
the
nothing
fog.
other than me wanting to get rid of the fog, and hopefully this winged creature would, chase
Amazing.
the wind. So that's just something I can just do. As a bonus action. That's the only bonus action I can do at this point.
Yeah, Morgan's gonna walk up and toll the dead. DC 15 wisdom save.
Amazing. Roll that wisdom save. I will roll that wisdom save.
It has a -D4 to this.
minus D4. I get 12.
That will fail. It is 7 necrotic.
Would it be you should roll another D12 on there, right?
Oh, is it? Hold on.
Yeah, I only rolled 1 D12.
Yeah, it rolled 2
Oh.
D8, but only 1 D12.
Yeah, that's
I
weird.
need to fix my macro.
Yeah. Ooh,
There's
that's
another
better.
9 on.
I got a little thing with the fog moving away from Aljin. It's very slight.
I see it. That's cool.
All right, and this thing will move to the map because I can't do anything else. All right, and that's how much? It's like 17 total.
16.
16 total.
16 total.
So that'd be 25. So this thing's getting messed up. It's looking around frantically, trying to get away. It's down back at the ground level with Ludo, trying to get its last meal. Any bonuses from Morgen?
No. I'm good on.
All right, we'll go to Ludo.
Ludo's going to use his action to Radiant Soul. So transform, gaining glimmering eyes into incorporeal wings for a minute.
You see Ludo burst into a radiant celestial figure.
Ludo's going to charge this way. And charge straight at this demon with his shield using the Avandra shield dash.
So I think when we made that, that's a when you use like a dash to run at them or whatever.
Oh. Dash. Wasn't just the movement.
I think so. I can't remember the exact wording. I know it's a little homebrewy. But yeah, so I'll have to look at your page real fast or what I put on the feet. Unless you're able to find it. Come on, take the hack action, use your plan. Dash action, turn and move. If you take the dash action, I turn and move at least 30 feet towards the target. You can then use a bonus action to try and make a shield shove. Because I think that's like the compensation of like if you ever have to use dash for movement. But yeah, so I think we'll try and keep it like for that specifically. So is there be any other potential bonus actions? Still there? Oh, anyone hear me?
I don't hear him.
Yeah,
I can hear you.
I can
Okay.
hear you.
Yeah,
I
I was just like,
right.
oh my. Oh no. Alright. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'll type in chat real fast.
Hello?
Oh, there he
Yeah,
is.
there he goes.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, sorry. I used my action to do the Radiant Soul, so I guess I cannot dash.
Yeah. But if there was like any other sequence you wanted to take, knowing that,
Right.
I'll allow it.
No, I think I'm just gonna. I'm still gonna keep that. Well. Actually, can I just back up and not do that and just charge in and swing at this thing?
Yeah, fuck it, yeah. See, you think about doing like the Radiant Soul, but you realize, like the spacing and time and just like
Especially
Sebastian?
since it's on the ground now. When it was
Yeah.
up in the air, I was totally going to do that.
Yeah, so you do know it will go after you, and if it has a chance, it probably will go airborne again. So that is always a thing to be aware of. But hell yeah, if you want to do attacks instead, I'll let you just roll twice real fast.
All right, let's do that.
$17 will hit.
And I don't have any more slots, so...
All right. Yeah, you start stabbing him with your silver spear. Glowing with the heat of Avandra. The 8 will miss, though.
And then I will bonus action pole arm.
Do it up. So close this thing is looking on death's door. But it will get one more turn, it looks like, before we move on to Saeryn. It will... One, to recharge. Does not get that back. So it is going to... just go for the prayers. Go for what's attacking it. 1, 2, Saeryn. 3, 4, Ludo. Saeryn will get the final attacks.
Here it comes.
It will... yeah, going for a bite for 24 to hit.
Silvery barbs.
Yeah, because you haven't used it since it attacked you last, and that was before your last turn. So let's roll again on the bite.
I honestly don't think this thing can miss me.
So it's 22, so that's 12 piercing, 8 necrotic for 20 total.
Ludo gets advantage.
All right, it's 20 total. If you're still up, it's going to reek down with its claws.
I'm not up, I'm down.
All right, well, it was still going to reach out with you with its claws.
Yeah. And it
misses with a natural 1. So that's how it misses you. Which is pretty lucky, because that could have put you at 2 death fails.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Actually, wait.
Yeah.
You went down, right?
Yeah,
I went
quick,
down
remember.
on the 22.
So you would have been prone.
Yep.
Yeah, so we've had advantage on that one, yeah.
14 to hit.
14 hits, that's 9, that's 2 death save failures.
All right. And it is just starting to rake down in you. You all witness this as it just starts to try and just claws digging into Saeryn as he falls to the ground. Saeryn, it is your turn. I will need a death saving
Which is
throw.
a death save. Ooh!
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I just...
You guys
I rolled it
pumped?
before I realized he was down, and then we're stuck here now.
It was stuck here now, it's happening.
It's fucking... let's do it, baby.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, God.
I knew it would be.
You all see barely holding on. Amazing. We are moving in initiative. Aloysia's turn. She looks around. She's just like, oh, this is what's in store for the rise. She'll just shoot out another cantrip. +6 to this roll. Let's do a 2d10. 13. And she will blast it with fire. And that will be enough to put it down. We will technically stick through initiative here just for the second. I'm sure things will, go through, but despite stick to turn order. That is Aloysia's turn. Finian, it is your go. You just saw, Saeryn go down, sitting there.
I think I would just yell over. Obviously, I'm sure Morgan sees it, but just yell over to Morgan, like, Morgan, get Saeryn, and then just rush up and make sure, the thing's dead and down. And that's my turn. There's nothing I can really do. I can't even. I don't have proficiency in medicine, so I can't even try to stabilize.
Yeah, no, that's.
I don't think I would know.
Just trust in Morgan.
Pretty sure I'm better off if Morgan just throws a cure wounds on me.
Yeah, and with that, Morgan, you see that tableau in front of you?
Inflict wounds. No, I'm just teasing.
Or just use your staff. Don't use a spell slot to kill Saeryn. That's dumb. That's a waste of a spell slot. You could kick him. You could kick him softly, and he would go.
Yeah, I will throw a cure on there, and it's since he's at 0 hit points, it's max. So
Yep.
that is 12.
Got it. 12.
All right, and you see Saeryn pop back up with probably the closest brush of death so far. And after that, we will officially take out of initiative. Whew, that got close.
Yeah.
I think Saeryn sits up and goes, all right. Good teamwork. I'm going to sit down over here, and I'm not going to move for a second. I'm just going to back up against one of these towers and not, like, close his eyes and just head against the wall.
Ludo helps Saeryn, and in doing so, applies some lay on hands for another 15 points.
Dope.
Amazing.
I
And
think go ahead.
yes, and with that, you all, the swirling mist and all that. It's because I need to go get a new drink and everything of water. Let's take a quick 5.
You got it.
Then we're gonna get back into it. I want to keep this rolling for a minute tonight.
Cool. Right back.
There's a lot going on.
That was exciting. I thought, didn't you get almost carried off in another battle with these things, Morgan?
Yeah, it dropped me from however high I think it actually had movement and then teleport.
Yeah, that's right. It felt very much the same as before, and it's like, oh, this is this is a bummer.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I can just do my Blessing of the Raven Queen and teleport down there. But I forgot, we are still in the same day
Yep.
in which our heist took place, so I
Yeah.
do not have those available right now.
Yeah, we were talking about going. I'm like, yeah, we can go now. And then I look at my spell slots. I'm like, I have literally one spell slot left. This
All right. Sorry for the
was a
delay,
bummer. No.
but we are back. How's everyone doing?
Concerned.
This is when we get into the book's real brutal shit. Hey, open the gates to a demonic stronghold from calamity. What could go
Yeah,
wrong?
make sure you've been in a big battle first, and then go in.
Yeah, no, dude, resources. Who
Deplete-
needs them?
Deplete all resources, and let's see what cantrips can do. Go.
Hey, but you know what? Beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
There's really only one scary roll.
Yeah. There's a couple scary rolls.
Yeah.
I mean, but also on the same token, Saeryn, you haven't used your inspiration yet, technically.
I would have allowed it.
Yeah, he could have used it's a D20 roll.
I would have allowed it.
That would have been a real bummer.
That would have been, yeah.
You know what? He wouldn't have used it though. He would have been just like, oh, that sucks.
He says, let's just see what happens, you know?
Yeah.
We love it. Hey, the luck satyr, leaving it down to a toss of a die. I mean, how more poetic can you get? But
Yeah.
yeah,
It'd been a bummer if he rolled a 9 and then rolled again and rolled another 9 or something like that.
could have been scary,
Yeah.
but for everyone to declare their back.
I mean, I don't think we had any illusions of us opening this gate and not coming against something. It's nice to see that our companions like just tossing cantrips. Jack's not telling us that she's a level 2 character. she has one level 1 spell slot and cantrips.
I'll never know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Alright. Just waiting on Ludo and Saeryn still.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh-wee. It's,
I'm back.
hell yeah. Yeah, I will say, quick moment of breaths, catching a quick reflection on that battle, the expectations that, going into it. Seeing that grisly scene of a creature that dropped someone and then just carelessly kept tearing into it. Firsthand witnessing the brutality and lethality of the betrayer's rise. Imagine, yeah, team has a little bit of reflections on that.
Yeah, I think Morgan has that air of familiarity with, being picked up once again. um, and not being able to do a whole lot about it again. So there's that spark of terror in there as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dancing with death once again, and then having to use your Raven Queen Grave cleric magic to pick your ally back up. I think with that, you all are now able to take in the surroundings more fully. This large bloodstained bridge that extends over a chasm of swirling silver mist. On the far side of that bridge is a closed double door, black stone with these demonic inscriptions. But if you all get closer, you can see inside, like at the circle where the lock is, a perhaps it's very hard to make out from this distance, but a some sort of symbol, but it has been gouged with deep marks, as if something with claws has tried but failed to scour it from the stone.
Do we want to cross the bridge that supposedly has mist that tells you to jump off it, or are we going to just agree that we don't need to do anything any more stupid or heroic right now? I'm pretty sure 3 or 4 out of 5 of us are pretty spent.
I still have a little bit left in me, but I understand if we need to go back in for now. I don't have a way to get across the bridge right now, but tomorrow, I believe I can get us all over there.
A little scared to just walk across the bridge.
It's not the bridge itself I'm afraid of. It's the voices that people say they hear when they walk across this bridge. They call to them, tell them to jump. And I know it's happened.
Maybe if you're of a weak mind. She says, well, if you're all too scared to, guess I'll just have to prove a point. And she just begins to confidently stride across. She gets about there. You guys do anything?
Guys, should we go with her?
Kind of want to see where this turns out.
She stops all of a sudden, turns back, her eyes go wide. Her hands go up to her mouth. She's like, oh my god. I hear them.
I'll try and coax her back this way and be like, come on, Aloysia, I can get you over there tomorrow.
I half think she's fucking with us.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
That's why I insight checked.
Yeah.
Of 11.
11 on insight check. Anyone else make an insight check?
Yeah, because
Yeah, I'm looking for my butt.
that's what I'm thinking.
27, natural 20.
Yeah,
That's
she.
sick. I don't know that.
Morgen, she's fucking with you. She's like, oh my god. I can't control myself. I'm just gonna walk over here. It's fucking fine. And then she just keeps going and walks back over. Anyone also make a perception check if you'd like.
I would like to. I think Morgan would be particularly interested in seeing the workings of this area.
Yeah.
26.
20.
Fuck yeah. So 18 perception, 20 perception, 26 perception. All right. Yeah, sorry, Saeryn. We had people moving across the bridge a little bit, a little hesitance, and then Aloysia started moving across, and basically started fucking with Morgen. Quick round of insights.
And she really did start moving around. She's halfway through.
Yeah. She just started strolling across, pretended like she heard something. As you see Morgen and Aljin and Ludo, actually, you all notice she has a there's like a silver ring that's around her right hand, and it seems to be like just like kind of glowing with like reflecting off of like the silver mist. And yeah, you wonder maybe perhaps magical item.
I think we detected magic on her once before, but I don't remember. She might.
Yeah,
she might
I think
also
you
be
did.
swapping things in and out.
Yeah, you did notice there's like a handful of like rings and baubles and stuff when you did that on her the one time. All right. But yeah, you see she just kind of starts confidently striding across without any worry.
Do you guys want to cross with her or just watch her go?
Someone better make sure she doesn't try to get herself in there with the others.
I mean, worst case scenario, she gets eaten alive over there, and then we just go back and get questioned tomorrow. No, but in all seriousness, if you guys want to cross, we can try. Or we can even, investigate the place here. I don't know if there's anything else to look around at, but we can try.
Yeah, you all see it's like slick black onyx stone, bridge running across, the mist swirling about. We'll say the boulders and stuff have all like gone since fell over. That's just it was a cool map, and I had to justify that visual.
Let's just head over. I mean, worst case scenario, she opens that gate and gets whatever she wants, and that's equally as terrifying as falling to my death, I think.
Alright.
You all begin making your way across the bridge.
I think Ludo
Who's in the front?
Ludo tries to stay close to everyone as much as possible.
Oh, I like
Same
that.
with
Yeah.
Saeryn.
I need to state, I think, that I need to be within 10 feet of Ludo at all times right now.
I think we should all be within 10 feet of Ludo at all
Yeah.
times.
You see,
I think so.
you have an aura. You got
I do.
a point of aura. Like,
I
that's,
am.
He does radiate that aura now. So
Yeah,
you all
and
in
then- I
tandem.
think it's like over here with Ludo in the center and Saeryn behind. Like Ludo go one block over. I think that's like that. Yeah, that's a good one. If Saeryn goes right behind him, then we just go in that formation.
Oh yeah, you start making your way across. The echoes of the footfalls falling deafening on the mist as they expand out around you. Did you guys have anything? Sorry, I just want to make sure no one was about to say something.
Nope.
Nope.
All right. As you get a few steps over the mist, we start almost reaching, clawing out to you from around the edges. Together. Yes. We can bring them together. Together. Come to us. Let us catch you. Let us have you. Come to us. We won't let you fall. Everyone make wisdom saving throws for me.
With a +2.
Don't suppose this is considered a spell.
Only a nat 1 is a fail. It is not a spell.
With the bonus from Ludo, I have a 25.
With the bonus from Ludo, I have a 20.
17 with bonus from Ludo.
14.
Your Ludo bonus is already included in your rolls, Ludo.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Paladin does the math automatically, thankfully. All right, but beautiful. You all hear those calls, come to us, Celeste. We won't let you fall. And you hear that warmth of that radiating aura coming out from Ludo, and you just hear that like a whisper of Avandra, like almost in like your ear, Ludo and Saeryn. It just says, I won't let you fall. Don't listen to the false voices. And you all seem to be able to make your way perfectly fine. As you all clatter your way across the bridge, you begin to, as you peer out, it's just hard to fathom. It seems like it drops hundreds of feet. It could be 50 feet before it hits the mist. It could be 200 feet. It's almost like as if everything distorts in that vision. You can almost feel that infernal, abyssal influence beginning to warp the reality around you with every step forward.
I think it's safe to say, like, we're all just moving forward together.
Mm-hmm. All right, and I'll say easy enough. You guys can make your way all the way across. No challenges. Halfway through, there's a small shake and rock falls once more. Again, a couple pieces come tumbling down, but it's easy enough. No deck saves even necessary. You just, hold on together because of how much you guys have prepared for this. Easy enough to navigate across. And you get to the other end of the door. This circle that you are now closer to, Aloysia follows up. You see the demonic faces in this large door that is barring your thing. And inside is like that center locket is like a circle where a black stone inscribed containing the profile of a smiling woman. No checks required for Ludo and Saeryn. As you see, it is a depiction of Avandra, the Changebringer. Her long, like, flowing hair that like goes and connects up to like where that circlet connects to the gates and becomes iron chains and goes around. Finian, make a perception check as well.
Mm-hmm.
With the 20, beautiful. You see also like kind of like hidden in a relief, like etched into the carvings burying around the doorway is like almost like the phases of the moon going through like the different from like new to full back to new. And that like kind of like makes that like arch as it goes around. So you see the protections of a Sahanin as well. Morgen, make a medicine check.
22.
It's medicine because it's related into the natural, more almost druidic nature of the verdant tome that you carry. You are now able to perceive and see the lacings of it's like that. It's not divine magic. It's not arcane magic that like everyone else is seeing, like these arcane locks or divine gates that are holding these things at bay. It's a more natural woven of the natural life force, a barrier, a bar that is wrapped around this tightly. That is the magic of Corellon, the Archheart. And here you see these three magics of these gods intertwined, barring this entry. And Elisha just says, well, are you just gonna stand there?
Ooh, well, I might be able to open this, but I don't think that we should go in just yet. I think we need to rest up. But, we might have a way in here.
I agree. Our mission tonight was just to recon the area, not to fully enter.
If we go in completely unprepared, we will perish. In fact, one of us almost did already tonight.
Saeryn
Let's come
spits
back in
off
the
to the
morning.
side.
Let's come back in
There's
the
no
morning.
shame. There's no
I might
shame,
be able.
Saeryn.
Oh, yes, I might be able to open this door for us in the morning.
Can I do an Arcana check on the door, just to try to understand? Like, I know that it's kind of like a religious, divine magic, but I want to see if I can get kind of an arcane understanding of what's holding the door closed.
Yeah, go ahead. If you're looking specifically like a arcane locking mechanism type.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, go ahead, give me that arcane roll.
Hot damn! I pulled down my goggles of object reading.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
There's a man. He baited that hook for that fish. Just fishing for that.
This one specific thing. I put the bait there. I was like, let's dangle it. Let's dangle that worm.
If it makes me feel any better, if I did investigate, I'd have a significantly better roll.
No, but
Oh, 15.
Arcana specifically, you're trying to look through, and what
Yeah.
you see is looking specifically at that nature of the Avandra magic, that depiction of the Changebringer, and you know it's a divine-based lock, so it's supersedes any like arcane magic, or even you're like even like a dispel or a basic like any type of typical spell that like a wizard or anyone would have access to is probably already attempted him and tossed at this. You can definitely see like the weaves of arcane that would be rebuked easily by it. But you do notice it's those three, now you all have been there pointed out, the Avandra interwoven with, surrounded by Saeryn magic, and then Corellon, the Archheart, the natural druidic arcane nature that kind of helps draw it together. So yeah, you see it's it pretty much would require a with a 15, you'd think you'd have to perform, all of you together would have to perform some sort of wild ritual.
Guess you have a better idea of this than I do, Morgan. This is not exactly my wheelhouse. Though the three gods that are involved in it does remind me of what was that name? The thrice blessed?
Yeah.
Yan.
Apotheon.
Yes, the Apotheon. It was said, came here, fought in a glorious battle. He was slain, and then brought back as a revenant from Avandra.
Wasn't aware that Avandra had a revenants.
It's just what the research has shown. The stories.
You got any feelings about that, Ludo?
She is the Changebringer. Anything that may have been documented about her before is subject to change.
Well, the truth lies in there.
Ugh.
So you think you can get through that door, or do we have to try and go down that way? And she points down to that misty chasm below.
I think there's a chance we can get through the front door, but I don't know if it's going to be successful. If not, we can use the chasm as a backup, but we'll have to try when we can.
Well, sounds like you have some work cut out for you. for the other end of the bargain. Mind you, I can only give an advance, especially if you can't even open that door yet.
Is there any evidence of the other party around?
Make a survival check.
A 14.
14, not bad. I think with that, you definitely like notice like the footprints like of like the dust disturbed, and like even like the door seems like, hey, this is something that hasn't moved in who knows hundreds of years, 1,000 years maybe, and all of a sudden it shifted and moved. So you definitely see like that wear of around the edges of the door where it had opened, and you see like that slide and the dirt and the cobblestones and the grinding, and you know there was a telltale like, oh, this has opened very recently, and that has not happened ever before or at least in a long time.
Ludo looks down at the footprints and the markings from the door opening, and just looks at the rest of the crew, and he's like, well, if they could do it, I'm sure that we could do it.
They're not the only ones to walk around with artifacts on.
Oh, you have a vestige of divergence?
I don't know if it's one of those, but it certainly does hold some kind of power.
Do you pull out the, do you show the verdant tome? Or you just, like, mention it?
I'll just mention it for now.
Oh, yeah, as I make sure she's like, oh, and, will I get to see this artifact?
Perhaps in the morning, Aloysia.
Can't reveal too many secrets before they're needed. I can understand that. Well, it sounds like we have some preparations to make for the morning. I'll make sure I get my rest, and then she goes and hands all of you 200 gold pieces each in advance, as promised.
Thank you.
Don't go get carried off by any gloomstalkers now.
You too. And Aloysia, I was wrong about you. You know, when I first saw you, low-key, I'd have hated you. But,
I get that
you
a
know,
lot.
I suspect you might. But, you're not so bad.
Kinda sounds like you're cozying me up for something you want out of me.
Keep the coin flowing, and I'll give you all the flattery you want.
That's a smart gal.
Then, I'll start heading back.
Yeah, you got Elisha and Morgan kind of hitting it off a little.
Oh. Hey guys.
Ludo has
Hey, wait up.
I think before Saeryn leaves, he's going to do one real, like, an investigation right near the door, just to see if he can figure out if the other party had to do something with their vestige, like a ritual, or if the doors maybe just opened for them, to see if there's like a sense of like, did the doors just open, or was there a whole bunch of like movement or in front of the door before the door opened?
Yeah, make that that would be a good investigation check. Was that what'd you get?
So that's Saren's gonna have a 23 on that investigation.
23, fuck yeah. That's really good. So you definitely notice, you do not notice like any scuffle of movement, mechanical, you know, like it basically like you're looking at the footprints and like with the door mechanics, like, yeah, it looks like those doors basically like one person walked up, appeared to like touch the door. You can't see any other movement or like any sort of action happening there, and then like a few steps go backwards, everyone else goes in, and then they follow in through the door, and then, you know, like it's very easy to trace like what happened here by following the distinct foot patterns. I mean, you got these big old boot metal clonkers of Maggie, you got the tiny little goblin feet of Dermot, you know, you got the like like Birkenstocks, you got like the moccasin soles off of Irvin, and he has the like little toe cutouts, style. Like it's like a toe glove for his feet. That's the type of so you can definitely like distinctly tell Irvin's footprints.
All right. Interesting.
Noon. A lot of people at music festivals with those.
And I think that seeing that, Saeryn's like, all right, it looks like they had an easy time getting in, and is gonna turn and walk back with everyone else.
Yeah, you kind of limp along.
Oh yeah, I'm messed up, y'all.
Yeah, ragged breathing. Like every step is probably a pain. Like,
Are you still like below half?
Technically, no.
yeah, I think it's just more that the physical duress from the
It's
fight.
it's more about just like, yeah, I was one death save away
Right.
from being dead. So
Right, I gotcha.
Which, yeah, I think maybe definitely have like a nice new scar across like your chest where that thing tried to start digging in. That talon rip.
I think Ludo is kind of low-key jealous that Saren's getting all these badass scars.
you're welcome to them.
All right, so you are all able to leave that scene. You head back to the door. It's still held tight fast. The ones that you entered in. No, the hard metal doors.
Yeah, we'll give it a solid knock, and then if I hear anything, I will respond with our passphrase.
Prove it is you who went in there. What is the passcode?
Who wants to say?
I think Ludo should say it.
Oh no, I think the demons got them.
Stupid and heroic.
Ah, come back through. And yeah, you might get the distinction that they might be use that word for every that is their standard passcode. And you see Elisha just kind of giving like a small chuckle. Really tempted to end the episode there.
That's great.
I think it's a good spot.
I think that's the beautiful third callback. You guys had everything, the full clarifications. You went in, had another battle. Now you get to like, you have a whole, until next session, figure out any preparations you guys can go through. If there was anything, people wanted to make, get done throughout the city beforehand as well. We can always cover that, wrap that up real fast in like a quick like half day downtime of leading into the next session.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Saeryn and Aljin have the same idea of this should just go to bed.
Yeah. I don't have any portents. I'm mostly out of spell slots. I'm all messed up over here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rough.
Like legitimately low on even like features.
I've used every feature but one, and I think I'm at like 25 out of 39. So not terrible, but still not great.
I technically still have one sorcery point.
That's the one thing I still have. I have a sorcery point.
Unlike you, I can't turn it into spell slots.
One can do nothing. Two can get a spell slot.
Yeah.
Was it 2 for a first level spell slot? That sucks.
Yep.
I will say before we officially sign off, as you're like putting Saeryn that gold away, that you got from Elisha, I do think you hear from your side. Hey, she was asking about talking weapons earlier. Do you think a bag counts?
Oh,
And
no.
we'll end episode 17
Forgot
right
about
there. Thank y'all for
Forgot about
watching this Call of the Netherdeep. Love y'all. See you next time.
Scolding.